All right, welcome everybody. This is the Four Post Massacre Podcast. I am, of course, your host. You can simply call me Zaya. With me is my colorful co-host. What is it this week?
It's your boy Doobie Allen this week.
Doobie Allen, a.k.a. Adam Jackpot on the desk. And we are alone here tonight. For the first time since the very first episode of the Four Post Massacre Podcast, it is just us on the booth. And some people in the Discord chat, apparently, who are calling me a liar for some reason. We got
your job.
What do you mean do my job? I already introduced you.
Well, continue.
Continue what?
Doing your job.
Okay. Well, since you're my co-host here, what is your what is your knowledge of professional wrestling, Doobie Allen?
Oh, I have to answer this question? I didn't think that would happen.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'm Doobie Allen, and I'm a professional wrestling fan.
Uh-huh.
Now, I started watching wrestling in 2006, my first show being the episode of Raw where Marty Jannetty had to kiss Vince McMahon's ass. I remember that vividly. For some reason, I said, I want to watch more of this. And luckily enough, WrestleMania 22 came out, and I fell in love. My favorite WrestleMania of all time, to this day. And it's a great WrestleMania. It is slept on. I've been watching since. In my later years, once I became a smart mark, like all of us are, I, of course, as I mentioned here, many of a time, I dabbled into the independent wrestling scene, which really has become my bread and butter, especially the deathmatch wrestling scene. It's my favorite kind. I've always said this. There's 5 kinds of wrestling that I love. Bad wrestling, deathmatch wrestling, big boys, flippy shit, and women's wrestling. All the other crap can suck a dick. Boogeyman is the shit.
Well, luckily for you, we are going to be talking about some prime women's wrestling near the end of the show when we go over NWA Empowerrr.
Which was a good show.
I
for
agree.
Main event, which was a train wreck.
Yeah.
We'll talk about. And also, we're not going to talk about 73 because Hyatt did not end up watching it.
Fuck off. I'm not doing that.
For some reason, I couldn't find a link that worked, so I spent $25 on what was a $10 show. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Also, stacked tonight, you already know, AEW review, both Dynamite and Rampage. We also have some news to go over in the realm of professional wrestling, and also a mystery box near the end of tonight's episode. Always fun to do those, but let's not waste any time. Let's go on to our AEW Dynamite review!
Bashing lights and a bashing, a bang and a bing ding 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 a bing ding go. Roads to the top premieres on Wednesday, September 29th.
Why does it always change? Like, that didn't even sound even remotely close to the theme song that time.
Dynamite.
Fuck off. Alright, Dynamite. We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And, oh boy, could you tell that we are in Milwaukee, because this is probably, like, the least hot crowd we've had in a while.
This show was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's not a bad show, but coming off of a lot of what has happened lately.
Of the Houston shows and the shows, after that.
But I understand we're in a little low point. We have to build towards, all out. But I don't know, the show, there were some good parts, but forgettable, mostly.
Yeah.
Except for a few things that aren't forgettable, but for the wrong reason. Red Velvet. We'll talk about that.
Well, we're going to just get right into it. We start off the show with Orange Cassidy taking on Matt Hardy and what I thought was a pretty good, pretty decent.
Hey, we started off hot. I was like, all right, we're going. This match was not what caused the downfall.
No,
this match was actually really good for what it was.
I enjoyed this match. They've pretty much start off. Matt's doing his delete gimmick. Orange does the kicks, and the crowd's doing delete. Oh, delete. Oh, delete. Oh, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty fun. The whole match was basically Orange Cassidy making a fool out of Hardy in the beginning stages of the match, and then Hardy just getting pissed off at him.
Now, before we get deeper into this, the question I want to ask you, because I still haven't really figured it out. Where did Matt get busted open?
Oh, he got busted open off of the crossbody.
Where, though? See, I thought initially it was his nose, but then his eye was swollen.
Well, he landed on top of his face, because when he went for the crossbody, I noticed it like immediately. He went for the crossbody, and he caught him like right on top of the face. On top of his face, and then his whole shit started bleeding. I was like, yep.
Yeah, it did bleed.
Yeah, it was.
But then again, it didn't detract from the match. Like, Matt kept fucking going.
Yeah.
And the match, great opening match. Again, TK has made it very clear he likes these opening matches to be like focal points of the show. This is a fine opening contest.
Mm-hmm. Matt pretty much wears down Orange for the good majority of this match. Like, he's like a very old school heel, just grounding, getting the heat on Cassidy. Cassidy's just, he's fighting back against the very, very evil, very meticulous heel Matt Hardy here. He gets his tornado DDT. Like I said, he does the crossbody that pretty much busts open Matt's shit. Matt at one point hits a twist of fate. Orange actually hits a twist of fate, and not only that, he hits the fucking swanton bomb with his hands in his pocket on Matt.
That was the coolest fucking thing I've seen him do in a long time. I was like, how is this motherfucker gonna do it? And he does the whole like Jeff Hardy throw the legs backward shit. I was like, Orange Cassidy, bro.
He's fantastic. He is fantastic. Near the end of the match, the two guys are having a bit of a roll-up exchange. Cassidy gets him, though, puts his hands... he has his legs hooked, and before he drops down for the pin, he has his hands in his pockets, and then he traps Matt's legs while his hands are in his butt, so he couldn't get out of the hold and gets the victory. That was...
genius shit. Fucking A-plus genius shit right here.
That was... I've never seen anything like that before, and it just really...
Nobody has pants like that. Like, I've never in my life...
Moxley?
Even in the independent scene, and in the independent scene, like, everything fucking happens. I've never seen this kind of a pin, and it was fucking intellect, IQ 110.
It was just a very innovative finish there. I really liked it. Goes well. Obviously they're keeping this feud going. Do you think this ends like in a gimmick type match, like how they usually do with OC? Because he's done it with like Jericho. And they did it with Blade, with the fucking brass knucks. Do you think that's like where this is heading?
I'd have to imagine. I don't know what it'll be, but I don't know. I mean, I could see this being one of the big, like, fallout of all-out matches, has like a gimmick on the Dynamite following type deals. I don't think it'll get added to the show. That show's already loaded as it is. Submission, maybe? Since, like, they do submissions. But, I don't know. I can see it being something stupid with, like, money being involved or something.
What is Cassidy's submission?
Well, he's Cassidy, so he'll do something crazy.
That's true.
But I don't know. I don't know. It could just be like a standard hardcore or something. My favorite thing, honestly, from the match alone was that there was no interference. They let these two guys just go out there, wrestle, no party office, no best friends.
Yeah, it's just straight up wrestling, and I thought they delivered pretty well here in the opening contest. So good stuff from OC and Matt Hardy. After that, we get a Malakai Black promo, pretty much giving Brock Anderson
eulogy.
Yeah, pretty much giving him a way out. Like, when that bell rings, just leave. Just get out of there and take the loss. Because if this goes any way other than how I tell you it's gonna go, then you're gonna regret it. And that was...
He regrets it.
He's so good. He's so good.
Malakai is money. Brock will regret this.
After that, though, Chris Jericho comes out. He's got an in-ring promo. He starts off all hyped up, like, yeah, this has been a great week for AEW. You know, everybody in AEW, well, everybody here in AEW except for me. And the crowd goes, aww. Poor Jericho. I thought that was hilarious. He says he's like, I can't beat MJF. It is like, why are you letting this get to you? You're Chris Jericho. And he's like, it bothers me because I am Chris Jericho. I am the best, and yet I can't beat this one person, this one man, and it's driving me nuts. So he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the sensible thing here, and I'm gonna challenge you to rematch. I'm gonna put my entire career on the line. It pretty much says that if MJF, he challenges MJF at All Out, and if MJF wins, then Jericho will continue his career as an announcer, and he will not compete in ring. That would lead to MJF coming out. He's wearing a pretty cool callback shirt, which has MJF 3, Jeriblo 0, which was a little bit of a callback to Jericho's time in WCW when he was feuding with Goldberg, when he had that shirt. So he pretty much says Jericho's getting desperate. He's kind of pathetic. You know, he was completely fine of leaving it how it was, but having the chance to be the one to put Jericho out of wrestling for good was an opportunity too good for him to pass up on. So he took it, and he's accepted his challenge, and it will be MJF versus Jericho at All Out. And MJF says that you're going to find out at All Out I'm better than you, and you know it. Putting some stakes in this match at All Out is probably one of the only reasons you could get people to care about this match, or a fourth match between these two to begin with. So it's whatever.
Now, do you want to save at least slight predictions for when we run down the card?
Yeah, obviously.
All right.
Varsity Blondes backstage says that while we're not a family by blood, we are still a family, and the Varsity Blondes are we're gonna win. We're gonna beat the Lucha Bros tonight. It's pretty much is what they said.
I love these three. These three are great. The whole package is fantastic.
Fucking Brian Pillman Jr. is doing a high school football gimmick, and he's 28 years old.
Oh, well. So this match is
we don't have that. That match is not after. After that, we get an Andrade versus Pac video package, just to hype up their match at All Out. Andrade pretty much says he's going to beat Pac, and that's whatever. Now we get on to our next match of the night, which was Jamie Hayter taking on Red Velvet. I thought this match was pretty alright.
Oh, Zahaya.
What?
Red Velvet.
I get it. She missed the moonsault.
She missed a few
blatantly.
things. She missed a few things, but the moonsault was the worst part. Here's the thing. I think Red Velvet is great. And I think, in a little bit of time, she's going to be even better than she is now. But, there are a lot of other women on this roster that, honestly, I would have put into her position before her. The biggest obvious name that comes to mind is Swole.
Well, it's the reason why they doing this in the first place is because of...
No, I know because of what happened, but I would have never had Red Velvet and fucking Britt to begin with, but...
Look, I agree with you. I believe that Swole is overdue TV time in a ginormous way. Pretty much, but you could say about, half of the fucking women's roster.
Right, and that's like I said, I like Red Velvet, but, fuck, man. Yeah. I felt bad for Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
This is her big return, and,
to be fair to Jamie, she looked pretty good.
Jamie looked fantastic. Jamie obviously knows how to carry herself in a situation like this. But, once that moonsault ended, Jamie went into business for herself.
It also didn't help that Britt was out there, and that was, the only thing the crowd seemed to care about. They were very much invested in Britt, but Britt wasn't doing anything, and...
But that's why you have somebody like Swole.
Yeah, I guess.
Who the crowd is invested in.
Yeah.
That's like I said, Red Velvet, after the fucking thing happened with her and Britt in PA, no one is going to see her as a threat now. And I get it. This was just meant to, squash Red Velvet. Let's move on. But then you get this kind of a match. And, this is not, when they talk about, we're rebuilding and we're getting a better women's roster, it's I feel like the wrong people are being put on TV.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, not much to this match. Haters pretty much takes control of it. Velvet gets the comeback, obviously. The biggest part of the match, Velvet just blatantly misses the standing moonsault. To be fair, though, Jamie makes up for it with a killer lariat.
Yeah, like I said, went into business for herself.
Just fucking takes her goddamn head off.
Kills Red Velvet. She's like, that's what you get, bitch. See, Red Velvet's got to learn. Jamie Hayter, majority of her career, Japan. So, clearly different learning curves.
Well, after the match, all three women, Rebel, Britt, and Jamie, do a post-match beatdown on Red Velvet. But here comes Chris Statlander. Comes out, chases down everybody else. Has a bit of a...
Oh no, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Has a bit of a stare down with Britt. Gets distracted for a bit. Britt leaves, but she forgets her title in the middle of the ring. Chris picks it up, raises the belt up high, and looks right at Britt, pretty much saying, "I'm going to take this."
And here is where my point gets made. Chris gets a good fucking reaction.
Yeah. Chris
she holds up the belt and the crowd doesn't there's people booing because Britt Baker, but there were still a good amount of cheers. It's because Chris has been built up well enough.
Right. Look, Red Velvet, I understand. She was nothing more than
no, she was nothing more than to be the squash here, but that's what it kind of should have been. Majority is a squash.
Yeah.
And I know AEW doesn't do a lot of squash but in this sense, I would have. Because what we'll talk about later on, I thought Red Velvet was very good at NWA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought she was one of the standouts. But
before we move on, shout-outs to Jamie Hayter's ring gear. Anyway.
Yes. Also, shouts out to Jamie Hayter's Twitter. Because everybody's getting fed well there. Dark Order promo after this. Evil Uno has said, like, oh, no, a lot of people are worried about the Dark Order, but nothing to be worried about because the Dark Order is as strong and as powerful as ever. And then fucking Alex Reynolds over there has to fucking chuckle. He's like, and Evil Uno's like, you find something fucking funny, Alex? And he's like, yeah, I kind of do. You and Stu are the ones who pretty much told us to stay back while Adam was getting his ass kicked. And if it wasn't for you, none of that shit would have ever happened. And Uno's like, how fucking dare you? I did what was right for the team. I respected Adam's wishes. And, you know, if you got a problem with that, then you need to speak up. Otherwise, you can stay in the back in Silver Shadow where you belong.
Oh, and then he felt so bad after.
I'm sorry. He tried to apologize immediately, but Alex was having none of it. He's like, no, you need to go and wake up your mind. Because just because you have the number 1 in your name doesn't make you the leader of the Dark Order. And him and Silver pretty much split. And Uno's left there feeling like a piece of shit.
Shout outs to Colt Cabana. Always love seeing Colt Cabana on my TV. I think this is going to lead to a match where we're going to believe the Dark Order are going to split until, obviously, Hangman comes back and all this gets fixed.
Yeah.
But there's definitely going to be a match of some capacity. I'm probably between Reynolds and Silver against Stu and Uno. But we'll see how that plays out.
That's going to be heartbreaking.
I'm liking it.
That's going to be heartbreaking.
It is going to be heartbreaking, and then Hangman's going to come back, and everybody's going to be better again.
He's going to slap the shit out of everybody.
Or fucking, like, Bray's going to come, and then, like, everyone's going to become evil again.
Or fucking Anna.
Or Anna. She should be on her way back, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if Anna's a surprise in the casino.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Especially how they're setting up this thing with
with Tay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that at Rampage, but after that.
CM Punk promo. Tony Schiavone's in the ring. He's like, you saw him on Friday, and now he's here making his Dynamite debut. CM Punk gets a very nice reception from the crowd. One thing I noticed is that he's fucking teasing the fucking clobbering time thing. And
yeah, he's like, not time yet.
Not time yet. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's gonna go so crazy and fucking all out. Ah!
Oh yeah, because he's gonna fucking be like, it's clobbering time.
Oh.
Only a few days, people. Only gotta wait a few more days.
So this is pretty much kind of the same with what he said.
It's a condensed version of the Rampage, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. I have something I need to prove to myself if I'm the best. You know, Darby's great. I want to go up against the best talent here to just see where I am and all that stuff and see if I still got it. The biggest part of this promo, though, was when the crowd was chanting, yes, 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 obviously.
Ah, yes, and he dropped the hint, said, that's somebody else's shtick. You guys just have to wait a little bit longer.
Be a little bit more patient. And the crowd
goes fucking nuts. And also, people have pointed out that on his shoes, he's been writing initials of wrestlers. He had, on Rampage when he returned, he had BW, and on Dynamite he had AC. Clearly, you know who those people are.
He had a Fiend shirt on after Rampage ended as well.
Ah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Look, you talk about a guy. Listen, we'll see what the in-ring is like, but talk about a guy who hasn't lost a fucking step, mic-wise. Not only that, but how to work a crowd.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because you even talk about like the beginning before the promo even starts. The crowd is just going just nonstop chanting for Punk, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, Tony, I can't hear you." And then he just lets the crowd keep going. And it's like, this dude just knows how to, like, keep shit on track and just not lose.
one thing, as good as Punk is in the ring, and trust me, he's very good. That everybody's always pointed out is what makes him separates himself so differently from the rest is how he talks. And when you know how to talk as well as Punk goes, that's a talent that never truly leaves, and which Punk has displayed perfectly here because he's had these crowds in the palm of his hands so far. So
yeah, and I mean, this week is all Chicago, so that's going to be obviously fun. Funny line though at the end here where he talks about if you weren't able to be at the show, the ice cream bars are going to be on sale. He says, "Oh, it was good to do it the first time, but now you got to pay for them. I got to feed my dog." Also, is this or was that Rampage where he did the shout outs to AJ?
Oh no, yeah, he shouted out AJ. His wife, April, government name and all. At the very end of his promo.
Oh, listen, Punk's back, and that's cool and all. And yeah, Brian and whatever.
Yeah, but, I know you're a big fucking AJ Lee guy.
And she could just be AJ Mendez, and it's fine. She does great work, by the way, being like a public speaker for like disabilities and everything. So shout outs to AJ, and she's a comic book writer.
Yeah.
Now, and I think she's also writing a TV show. So good for her.
That's crazy.
Go read her book. It's a great book. Anyways, enough AJ Lee talk.
After that, we get a Miro promo. He pretty much going off of what happened on the last Rampage, saying how Fuego, you accepted something that wasn't yours, and at first he was mad about it, but now, thanks to the Lord himself, he has forgiven you. However, you're gonna have to pay for that. And Eddie Kingston, I'm still looking for you. Which is great. Miro rules. I love Miro.
No, Miro, talk about finally getting the Miro that we've been wanting. And what happens at Rampage and what we'll talk about is just making me even more excited. Because that match is going to kick ass.
Yeah. Wingman versus Darby, Mox, and Kingston. This wasn't much good. I
thought it was a fun, trios match.
I mean, if you're, into the Wingmen, I guess.
They're great. We've gone over this before.
We have gone over this before in my mind.
And they're great. They're the Wingmen. They're awesome.
What is the gimmick?
They're a bunch of problematic bachelors in a call themselves the Squad. It's awesome. JD Drake looking like Amish.
Why is
Amish
JD
Roadkill
dressing? Yeah, I was about to say, why is he dressed like Amish Roadkill?
Because he used to be like an old country bumpkin, and now he's the wingman. He's all cool and shit.
Fucking hate.
These guys are great. I love these guys.
Fucking Darby.
Pretty Peter Avalon. Dolph Ziggler's better half.
Ryan Nemeth is hilarious. I will give it that.
Caesar Bononi, I guess.
Caesar's actually turning into a pretty good worker, I think.
Oh, just let's not see him back in GCW.
Oh
anyway.
God, you were so...
Sorry. That doesn't fit my indies.
Fucking, best part of this match, Darby hits a fucking code red onto, JD Drake from the middle rope. That looked disgusting. Gets the win. Coffin drop, I believe. Gets the 1, 2, 3. Darby, Mox, and Kingston are victorious again. Once again, like everyone has been saying, they're doing a lot of these trios matches, which means something's coming. Those belts, I have to believe, are coming sooner rather than later at this point.
I thought it was going to happen at All Out, but at this point, I could see it being at the New York show. Big, title victory at the New York show for whatever trio takes it. Maybe this trio, for all I know.
Which,
if
I had to think, I would definitely put it on these three. They're probably the most over trio besides I don't know, Death Triangle.
Well, the best friends.
Who would that be? That's Orange.
Well, it would have to be Orange, Chuck
and Wheeler,
Yuta,
which
right now.
I don't think they're winning. I don't even know if Wheeler's signed at this point.
And then I don't know, Dark Order too.
But Dark Order's Dissension.
Jurassic Express. Because you got Marco.
They could do Jurassic Express. Although I don't think they're doing anything with Jurassic Express until this thing with Christian comes to a head.
But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But clearly, yes, these trios matches consistently, they're getting it in your head. Get ready, because you're going to be seeing a lot of this.
Yeah.
And listen, the Wingmen, they could win the belts. That'd be awesome. Give it to the Wingmen.
What does that mean?
That Wingmen win the trios belts. Pretty Peter Avalon and Caesar Bononi. It'd be awesome. Anyway, see how much happened in this match. But after the match, though, we did have Daniel Garcia assaulting Darby Allin.
Yeah. So they're still continuing that. I'm kind of wondering where that's going to lead to.
Well, it's going to lead to this week on Rampage.
They're fighting again.
Actually, they are fighting this week on Rampage.
All right, even
in the main event of Rampage.
Ooh, that makes it a lot better.
So, shout out to Daniel Garcia. 2 weeks in a row main eventing Rampage.
He's going to wrestle for Choco Pro.
Is he really?
He wants to.
Good for him. He's awesome. Daniel Garcia rules. And 2.0, who were supposed to be here, were not here this week. Matt Lee just gave birth, so congratulations to Matt Lee
of 2.0.
Birth. His wife, he got a kid.
All right. I was about to say something about that don't sound right. After that, though, we get a short backstage promo. For some reason, Shivani was interviewing Ty Conti backstage. He's like,
well, because she's going to be involved in the Casino Battle Royal.
He's like, man, well, it started off like, you're going to be in that Battle Royal, and also you got to be pretty bummed about what's happening with the Dark Order, considering how close you guys are and stuff, even though she hasn't had one fucking, any backstage segment with the Dark Order since fucking Anna Jay got injured.
Yeah, but it's, gotta keep the strings going. This is, like I said, that's the best thing about AEW is everything sort of bleeds together.
I know, but I'm just saying, I just wish that if they were gonna bring up this angle, she should be involved more in Dark Order stuff, even if she's not.
It might be going forward, like I said. If Anna Jay is coming back, the two of them could be a huge point in this. I could easily see one of them picking a side. There's ways that they can make this work. This could have just been the little here you go, here's the little treat right now, and then here's the bigger dinner eventually. Yeah.
Alright. Well,
but then the Bunny shows up.
Yeah, it's just Bunny comes out, he's like, look, we're gonna be in this battle royal, you're gonna need some allies, so how about you be my ally, and you come and join us here at the Hardy family office. And she gives Tay a contract, which Tay immediately rips up, and then they have a brawl, and then that gets broken up, and now Bunny versus Tay Conti on Rampage. That was the build for that match.
Yep.
Alright. Santana and Ortiz, FTR video package promo for their match that they're going to have this coming week on Dynamite. Pretty much stuff they've already shown before. Cash doesn't know how much time he has left, but they're going to go out swinging, and they're going to go taking down Santana and Ortiz with them. So
what do you think about this? Because people have had the do you think this is the end of FTR? in AEW? Do you think Cash actually has to retire?
I'm not sure. It could be. I have no idea. Like, I don't doubt the severity of the injury, considering it was pretty gruesome. It was pretty
The
bad.
other reason I mention that is because I look at somebody like G Raver on the independent scene, who had to take 2 years off and was originally told will never wrestle again because of the same thing, nerve damage in his hand, until they like replaced like his like nerves with another nerve in his body. But that was like crazy surgery that he was able to achieve. So that's the only reason why I think of it, because it's like, oh, I've seen this happen to a wrestler before and was told like you're done, and obviously like they came back 2 years later. But like, if we are being worked and it is the story, it just adds more to it. But you got to think those things. And also, they've said in the past when they first signed with AEW that they wanted to do other companies as well. So who knows?
At this point, it's I haven't heard much about the injury besides what has been told. This could be a work. It could be for real, and I think it'd be very sad to see a tag team like FTR gone from AEW. But I guess it's a situation where it's like this shit sucks. It sucks.
We'll find out on Dynamite.
Yeah.
But because obviously, if they are leaving, that it would happen there. They wouldn't just, if it continues and they win, or they win by a cheating way or some shit, then clearly we would work. But I hope this match is better than the first. I hope it lives up to what everybody's wanted. But we gotta wait and see what happens on Dynamite.
After that, though, we get an elite promo with Omega and Callis, and the fucking Good Brothers.
So,
What do you mean, whatever? Doc, Dangly, Gallows.
yeah, all the people are there. You got all of them.
They pretty much go on to say, like, fucking Callis is. It doesn't go long. Christian's already out there, like, a minute into the promo. Like, they don't even get to say much.
Christian's like, nah, not again.
Christian's like, look, I'm just gonna come out here and expose Callis for being a carny piece of shit. As if we didn't already know, he's a carny piece of shit. Let me tell you all the ways Callis is a carny piece of shit. And then Omega's like defending his honor. Like, yeah, I know what you're trying to do. You try to do all this stuff and whatever. Telling Christian that Callis pretty much telling Christian that he's always been second best. He's never been that guy. Like Omega has been that guy. And, of course, this gets Christian upset. He goes after Callis, then gets jumped almost immediately. But who should come to his save other than the elite hunter, Frankie Kazarian, who chases them all off. And that would lead to a tag team match being set up between Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler against Frankie Kazarian and Christian on Rampage.
The best part about this was the video package they played, showing old IWA like Canada footage of like Christian's like first match and stuff.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool that we got like crazy footage that people really have never seen unless they looked for it. So that was fun to see, like baby Christian at like 19 wrestling, and like Don Callis is there and stuff. It was like that was really cool to see.
Baby Christian.
And then Frankie's there too. He, whatever.
What the fuck?
Next.
You don't like the elite hunter?
No.
You don't like, fucking like, you're not digging Kazarian?
Well,
I know.
Kazarian hasn't been cool since he cut his hair.
I know what it is. He needs we need to bring in Captain New Japan and Tatsu. And
Captain New Japan is Taijiri, and he's in the Bullet Club, so I feel like that defeats the purpose here.
Next! Mox backstage said, out of all the special invitations he sent out, all the contracts that were sent down, only one got back to him. Only one. And that one was from one Satoshi Kojima!
Kojima! TK, this is Homicide. Just fucking with you.
So, Mox kind of pissed that it was only one person, but he's gonna take it. He's gonna fight Kojima, come all out. So yeah, it's gonna be Moxley versus Kojima at All Out, and
I'll take it.
I've fucking seen people online already discrediting fucking Kojima. It's like, this is not what people were expecting. It's kind of a bummer because people don't know who fucking Kojima is. Listen here, goddammit. Even at Kojima's age, like, even despite, he is still one of the fucking best workers. He's one of the fucking most charismatic wrestlers out there, alright? If people don't know...
He just had a good fucking small run in Impact.
Yes!
Like, a few months ago.
People are aware who Satoshi Kojima is.
Just because, I get it, it's not Tanahashi, it wasn't Suzuki, but, like, they're gonna happen.
Yeah.
They're gonna happen. It's just, Tanahashi has to go back, he already made it clear he's doing the G1, that starts, I think, in like a week or two. And Suzuki isn't coming to America till after fucking
All Out
done.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll be in the States, and he'll be in the New York area, for GCW, which I'm trying to get tickets for. Fighting Homicide and Jonathan Gresham in LA. That just fucked me. But I feel like that match could happen at the Arthur Ashe Stadium show, for all I know.
It could, or at least like some sort of confrontation, at least. So, you know,
and don't be surprised if, like, maybe Tanahashi gets saved for Full Gear. G1 will be done by then, I believe.
I believe so. So everybody calm your fucking horses.
If you don't know enough about Kojima, please do yourself a favor. Go on YouTube, watch some highlights, go watch some matches. Kojima, I get it. Like, he's like, you know, he's dad wrestler in Japan at this point. But, like, he's Satoshi Kojima.
He can still fucking go.
Some of the most lethal lariats you'll ever see.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
And this match is gonna slap. Yeah. Everybody's gonna have egg on their face once this match is a sleeper hit of this card.
Mm-hmm. But after that, in a match that I still cannot believe happened on this show, let alone the fucking result of it. The factor. The factor.
At least this one we can hopefully agree on.
QT Marshall, fucking Nick Camarado, and Aaron Solo taking on the fucking Gun Club of Billy, Colton, and Austin Gunn.
Yeah, I guess.
Why?
They will.
Why is this on TV? You could have had QT just fight Colton in a one-on-one match.
The whole story of this match wasn't even about QT and fucking Paul White. It was about Colton Gunn's stupid undefeated streak.
Which, spoilers, he still keeps. Because guess what? QT fucking gets distracted by Paul White. Who then gets rolled up by fucking Colton for a 3 count, and Colton wins!
I'm gonna let you know straight up. This match came on my TV, and I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I said, nope, I'm good. I don't need to see fucking Billy Gunn and his dimwit kids against fucking Aaron Solo and QT and poor Nick Camarado, who deserves better.
There was
Why isn't Nick Comoroto fighting Big Show at All Out?
There was no heat. There was no heat.
Nobody gives a fuck about any of these people.
At all.
Big Show showed up, then they woke up.
I still don't think people know who the fuck Aaron Solo is. And he's been on TV for months.
This is who he is. This is how I've always known Aaron Solo to be. He's Bayley's former better half, and he's Ricky Starks' former better half. That's who they are. He is a man that is famous for being with other people who are way more talented and famous than he is.
Yeah.
And then poor Nick Comoroto, who's fucking awesome, and QT Marshall. I'm still extremely upset that it's not a tag match at All Out with Nick Comoroto and QT against Paul White and Tony Schiavone. I want that.
If this match goes past 30 seconds, I'm gonna be pissed.
This match is gonna be fucking chokeslam, knockout punch, something like that, and we go home. Yay, Big Show's here. This was fucking waste of my time.
Yeah.
Why was this dark segment on Dynamite?
I have no idea. We could have had anybody, literally anybody else in this spot. We got to give it to the Factory and we gave it to fucking Aaron Solo and goddamn Colton.
And Austin, the idiot.
Alright.
Billy will look great.
Yeah, people like Billy.
Billy rules.
Yeah.
Billy doesn't say dumb shit about Adam Cole on media calls.
Dan Lambert backstage with the Men of the Year.
Man, he's out of his mind.
Says that I thought I'd just come over. He's playing fucking like, oh, what the hell did I do? I was just coming in. I was just telling you people about the history of professional wrestling. I was just explaining to you why this place isn't as good as it seems. And then he's like, I had to wonder myself, why are you people so against what I'm saying? It's like, oh yeah, that's right. You guys aren't interested in actual, fighters. You're not interested in actual real men, that are down and dirty, fight, gritty, fucking Western NWA 1982 fucking dusty Ric Flair cage match stuff. You want fucking flips and you want handshakes and all that stuff. You don't want men like MMA specialist Scorpio Sky or karate jiu-jitsu.
Shout outs to the karate.
Ethan Page.
I love that. That was my favorite part.
At first, I was very confused on why Lambert picked these two specifically. And then I kind of forget that these two actually have legitimate fighting experience. So,
they needed something.
I guess that's the reason why. Where the hell this is leading to, I have no idea, because at this point, I don't want to see either the Men of the Year or Lance Archer take another loss. You can't do it.
Well, I've speculated. Does Archer bring in somebody? Possibly Davey?
No.
Fucking Davey had that dark match on SmackDown and we never heard of that again.
Please, anyone but Davey.
Hey, you don't want to see the Killer Elite Squad?
No!
Oh, that's upsetting.
Fucking when Archer fucking got away from Davey Boy Smith Jr., that was the best career decision of his life!
Davey has gotten so much better since then.
I enjoy his blood sport stuff. Miss
Suzuki?
Suzuki, if he brings in Suzuki, that'd be way better.
I gotta feel like this is gonna lead to or crazy shout outs to all my TNA boys, Kid Cash.
What? Why would
Kid Cash brought Archer into wrestling?
Here we're not getting fucking Kid Cash and Archer against fucking Men of the Year.
We got Hoovy.
We're not getting Kid Cash.
Oh, if it happens, you're gonna have this guy marking. I hope he calls him Dallas.
Well, up next is our main event of the evening, but beforehand,
We could.
Adam.
Listen, sir. I just want to let you know something, because I've been waiting for you to talk about it, but I wanted to see how far we were gonna get. Did you just not watch the tag match?
What tag match?
The fucking Varsity Blondes match with the Lucha Brothers?
Oh my god, I forgot!
Yeah, wow.
Holy
I just wanted to see. I wanted to see how long we were gonna go until you remembered that.
Varsity Blondes and the Lucha Bros had pretty much the best match on this show.
Wow. Yeah. Like I said, I've been like, I'm just gonna sit here and see how long he goes. That happened. Yeah.
I can't believe it. That was the best thing on the show, and I forgot about it. Fucking
ass.
Varsity Blondes and the fucking Lucha Bros have a pretty fucking good tag team match on Dynamite. One thing I've noted is that Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison work better and better each time I see them. Like, their chemistry is like through the roof now, and they hung very well with Penta and Ray here. The craziest spot of this match was fucking Griff and Brian sitting on the stage, and Phoenix just comes right towards him, and fucking Penta just sends him assisted flying into both of them, and he nearly kills them with the torpedo dive. That was insane. There's like some back and forth between Phoenix and Pillman, but Pillman eventually gets blindsided by Penta. They hit the assisted fear factor on Brian Pillman Jr., and they get the victory. It will be the Lucha Bros going up against Jurassic Express on the finals of this AEW World Tag Team Eliminator Tournament.
Ridiculous.
Fuck off. After the match, we get a bit of a stare down between Jurassic Express and the Lucha Bros before the Young Bucks pretty much come out and they push Jurassic Express into the Lucha Bros. Then we get a bit of an argument between Jurassic Express and the Lucha Bros.
But they were playing possum, bitches!
Yeah, as it would seem.
Because they teamed up. What was it? Penta and Luchasaurus fucking just kick Matt and Nick off the apron, and then Phoenix and Jungle Boy dive through the ropes and just take them out with suicide dives. The crowd was very hot for this. The four of them get in the ring. They all celebrate and shit.
This is good.
And
this is real good shit.
Yeah, it was a very good match that you forgot.
Shut! I can't want to. Why?
Yeah, again, like I said, I was just waiting to see how long we were going to go.
Why did you say anything?
Oh, because it's funny to see you look like an ass.
I fucking hate you so much.
Not my job.
Alright, fucking run down the next Dynamite card.
Dynamite! This Wednesday, the go-home edition of Dynamite before the big all-out pay-per-view. This Sunday, we will see an 8-man tag match as the Young Bucks, Carl Anderson, and the Idiot. They're going to take on
Dare you.
The team of Lucha Brothers and Jurassic Express. That should be a crazy fun 8-man tag. FTR and Santana Ortiz will have their match, which possibly could be the final match of FTR in AEW, but we'll see what happens. Orange Cassidy will take on Jack Evans. That should be a fun match. Powerhouse Hobbs and Brian Cage are going to go at it, and both MJF and Chris Jericho will have interviews separately with, I believe, Jim Rossington.
Yep, all of that.
And that's all that, and I believe the only Rampage match announced, as I said, was Daniel and Darby. So we'll see what else gets added to that show.
Main event time. It is Malakai Black and Brock Anderson. And everyone, including myself, was very confused on why this was the main event of the evening, considering everything else on this card. But Malakai comes out looking like an absolute monster. Just
money.
He's he's legit sweating money at this point. It's sweating off of his fucking pores. This man is so good. And then
he gets the first like full Dynamite entrance because he only had the single tunnel at Daly's place. So he's like right smack in the center of the stage.
I love his entrance because it makes it seem like he disappears and then he like teleports to the ring to the top
he's a
rope,
demon.
And then he's in the ring. Oh, he's a wizard demon. But Malakai comes out looking like $100. Brock Anderson comes out looking like Brock Anderson. And Malakai beats the shit out of him. There's not really much to it. He kicks the living fuck out of this man. Like, Brock gets in a few good shots, and that's it. At one point, Malakai is pretty much telling that only Arn could stop this, because if he doesn't, it's going to get worse. Arn looks like he's about to do it, but Brock tells him no, don't do it. He throws the towel down, and Malakai just goes straight into the corner, beats the shit out of him, hits him with an exploder suplex. Brock tried to fight back, gets a knee. Malakai looking disgusted, just looks at Arn, looks back at Brock, runs up, black bass, straight to the face, and he just stands there for like 10, 15 seconds looking at Arn and looking down at Brock. And
as the crowd chants one more time.
And he's like, he doesn't do it, goes down for the pin, and the crowd boos. 1, 2, 3, Malakai is the winner. After the match, though, Arn gets into the ring. Him and Malakai have a face down, but Arn's not backing down. He's still got fighting him, even if he's an old man. Malakai tries to go for the black mass again. Blocked! Arn puts his hands up. I scouted, motherfucker. And then he kicks him in the dick. And then he gets black mass. That was amazing. This would all lead to Lee Johnson coming out, though.
Yeah.
And staring down Malakai Black to end off AEW Dynamite. Malakai lays out the...
I've seen people not like shit on this, but be like, he backed down from Lee.
I don't think it was back down. I don't think he got anything to prove to Lee. I think that was the case.
You think this is like a last-minute quick squash match addition to All Out?
Yes. Well, probably
just
not.
To have that entrance.
I don't know if it's going to happen at All Out. All Out's pretty much like it's stacked. Like I think we have 9 matches on the card as it is. I don't think we need.
Yeah, but you throw on this, he comes out, gets that really cool Chicago reaction, does his entrance.
Look, if they want
murders Lee Johnson.
If they want to do that, I won't complain. But it's like
there's no way to be competitive. It ain't gonna go fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Cody comes back.
Fuck no.
I
know it's gonna happen eventually, and I'm dreading.
Or where's Buddy?
Oh, we will get to what Buddy Matthews situation is in the news segment, actually.
But I could see this being a last minute addition just to have that Malakai Black reaction in Chicago. It just seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And like I said, a quick squash, Lee Johnson loses, crowd goes, yay! And then probably the next person is going to be Dustin.
Maybe.
Until Brandy Rhodes comes and saves the day.
God damn it.
Not, like I said, not a great, not a must-watch episode of Dynamite. This is a fine wrestling show that still did not feel its 2-hour length.
No.
You know, again, I hate making the comparisons, but like you look at a show like this, and I will take a show like this 10 times over an episode of Raw or SmackDown. Even though nothing happened, there was still some really good wrestling, and honestly, the highlight of the entire night was mostly the in-ring promo segments. You know, Jericho and MJF I thought was really good. I thought another really good Elite segment with Christian.
Yeah, I think the promos here are what were the main takeaways from this show, which is good because like fucking All Out in less than a week at this, like literally 6 days. You don't really have to load up these cards with too much because the hype of the show with everything's on it. Omega and Christian, Punk's return.
Oh yeah, Punk had Punk had a good promo.
Yeah,
like this was a good building block episode for All Out, so it didn't need to have stellar 10 out of 10 matches and stuff. And I thought the bookends to this show were both really good. I thought the opening match was fantastic, probably my favorite match of the night. The tag match was really good there in the middle, and the ending was effective for what it's doing for Malakai.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah.
No complaints here.
No complaints. Could it have been better? Probably, but for what it was.
Does it need to be? No.
It was
honestly
still, and there's still stuff to enjoy about this episode of Dynamite, which I feel like I say about every Dynamite. Even if it's not the best, there's still stuff that I ended up enjoying along the way. But after that, we go right from Dynamite to our AEW Rampage review.
Holy moly, walk up in there slowly.
God damn it.
It's the big homie, the one and only. His name is Cody. The Rampage.
No!
I don't know how the Rampage theme goes yet, so until then, Snoop Dogg.
Well,
Ace, keep acing.
Well, we got the full commentary desk here.
Yep, it's Mark Henry and Jericho and Taz and Excalibur.
Jericho says, I'm here to back. I'm yelling because yelling's what I do best. Obviously a dig at all the people who are fucking like, you're too fucking loud. I'm sorry, Jericho, but it's the truth.
He wasn't as loud on this episode.
No,
but he was still loud.
He was.
Taz was really good. Excalibur was great. Mark Henry is still there.
Dude, Mark Henry, especially for this first match, he was losing his mind. Which I guess we will get into. We go straight into Jungle Express versus Lucha Brothers for the finals of the Eliminator Tournament. Jungle Express get the entrance. Lucha Brothers pretty much get the jobber entrance. This match was insane.
This match was fantastic.
Literally.
What I wanted. It's everything I wanted.
Insanity.
Like, you talk about putting, like, 4 guys in this match that, like, make sense. It's like, yeah.
The fucking... I don't even... Like, some of the spots. Like, there was a spot in here where, like, fucking Luchasaur tried to knock Phoenix off the ropes, and then Phoenix just... fucking springboards off of his back, kicks Luchasaurus in the face, and then hits Jungle Boy with a fucking arm drag. There was a fucking double suicide dive spot from Jungle Boy and Phoenix onto Penta and Luchasaurus, and then a double clothesline spot. Fucking Luchasaurus gave Penta a fucking black mass and then a chokeslam and then a fucking standing moonsault to Penta.
The tail whip. So
that's what it's called?
The tail whip is the black mass. Yes.
Alright.
Get your dinosaur references straight. You're dino racist. That's my dino daddy you're talking about.
Fucking Phoenix had like a ridiculously good frog splash in this match. There's a fucking rebound lariat and a poison rana to Phoenix from Jungle Boy. Then he tries to go for the Tiger Driver and then a snare trap. That's broken up by Penta. Fucking Penta then hits Jungle Boy with a sick-ass torch rack, backbreaker, and then into the Penta driver for a close 2 count. All the while, they're showing the Giannis, the Greek Freak. I can't pronounce his last name. It's fucking impossible.
I just know, because I have a friend who watches the Dynamite with me, big basketball fan, that, like, this is like a big deal for AEW.
Because the Milwaukee Bucks recently won the NBA Finals.
And fuck you, Hunter. He gave him an AEW title.
I saw that.
Not only did they give him a belt, but they had a whole presentation for this dude that they aired before Rampage on YouTube.
Yeah,
they had filmed.
He's kind of like a big hero in Milwaukee at the moment.
And he's clearly, I don't know what his, like, wrestling background, but, like, this dude was taking pictures backstage with, like, everybody. They showed him a lot during this show, and he was having a blast.
Yeah. Fucking... Well, they're fucking
Also, he's fucking gigantic.
Yeah, he's huge. That's why he's called the Greek Freak.
Fucking huge guy. But this match, obviously the best match of the show, and I feel like that's gonna probably be a trend for a lot of these Rampages that are obvious. They're clearly like 3-match shows.
I haven't even gotten to the fucking finish of the match. Like,
but that's how good this match was.
So, like, I don't even know what to explain what happened in the last 2 minutes of this fucking match. So, there's an assisted destroyer from Phoenix and Penta. And Penta just drives Jungle Boy's head into the apron. Gives a springboard destroyer to Luchasaurus. Goes for the cover. Only it's a count of 1. Luchasaurus is fucking firing back up. This crowd is going crazy. Fucking super kick party from the Lucha Bros. And to an assisted wheelbarrow splash only for a 2, and then they finish it with a fucking assisted fear factor for the victory. Un-fucking believable match.
This match was phenomenal. I was a little sad.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
But it doesn't take them anything away from this match. Because I love the Lucha Bros too.
Yeah.
And so at All Out, inside of a steel cage, only the second ever in AEW history. Technically 3 if you count War Games. It's going to be the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers reuniting the classic, the initial real big tag team feud of AEW with the ladder match and everything that they had.
I know that.
At this time, now they're in a cage. What the fuck are they? Oh my god!
I know that.
They're gonna jump off this cage.
I know that cages are normally supposed to be like it's no dives or whatever. You're supposed to keep like that shit in, but I don't think that's gonna stop fucking Phoenix. He's gonna probably.
Phoenix is gonna jump off of this cage, and God, I hope he doesn't die because. I could already imagine in his brain once this show was over and he was like, all right, so what do I get to jump off?
God damn it. It's going to be so good.
And so are the Bucks. The Bucks are going to do... Nick Jackson likes to just jump off of shit. And I don't know if it's going to be the same cage that they use with the Cody cage, because that cage is fucking tall.
Oh my god.
This match is gonna be something else.
After the match, the Bucks come in. They get the beat down on the Lucha Bros, but Jurassic Express chases them off. And yeah, that's your match for All Out. Steel cage match. The Bucks and the Lucha Bros. Oh, it's gonna be insane. After that, Darby Allin CM Punk video package. Pretty much going over what we've already gone over in the show. But after the video package, we come back. We're going to hear from Miro, the TNT champion. But before we hear anything or we see anything, we just see fucking Fuego's lifeless body just being tossed to the entranceway. And Miro beating the shit out of him while his fucking pyro is going off.
Yeah, this guy don't give a fuck.
His fucking entrance was still going, and he's just there kicking the shit out of Fuego. Oh my god, how is he's fucking best champion. The fucking best champion of the fucking world is Miro. He gets in on the mic, pretty much says, you accepted something that you shouldn't, and you know what, I have come to and I forgive you for that, but before that, you're gonna have to face the Lord. Rips off his mask, Fuego covers up immediately and takes a super kick right to the face. And then, oh my god, and then if the whole thing couldn't get any better, Eddie Kingston finally makes himself known.
Yeah, Eddie comes out, he's about to talk on the mic, he says, nah, fuck that.
Nah, throws off the hat.
And just runs to the ring and just starts fucking tossing Miro.
Started going. He hit him with an exploder suplex. These guys are fucking brawling. They're going at it. And of course, we gotta get to pull apart brawl. Crowd chants, let them fight. And which they will fight, because now it's official. TNT Championship match at All Out, Miro versus Eddie Kingston. That's gonna fuck so well.
Give these guys fucking 10 minutes and just have them just suplexing and kicking and just hurting each other, and it's gonna be great.
Absolutely. Speaking of things that did not fuck, next match of the night, Tay Conti versus the Bunny.
Not a great week for the AEW women's division.
No, not really.
Because this match could have been something, but it was so drowned out by shenanigans.
It was just like, okay, so the match is that Bunny attacks Tay before she really gets in the ring. And as soon as that happens, she's just grinding down on her for the next 4 minutes. And she's got the complete advantage of Tay. And it hurts because the Bunny's not really even doing anything. The most of anything she hit in this match was a fucking leaping clothesline. And that was it. Other than that, she's just working on in the corner. She's choking her with her boot. She's grounding her on the mat. She's not really doing anything of note. Tay would get a bit of offense, though. She hit her signature judo throws, and then the Sidewinder backbreaker, and then into a Sidewinder slam. She hit 3 straight pump kicks into the corner, and she was hit the tie KO, but the crowd doesn't really react because someone's making their way down to the ramp right now, and it's none other than Penelope Ford, who gets absolutely no reaction whatsoever.
No. Penelope.
She comes out, she's distracting Tay and the referee. The Blade gives brass knucks to the Bunny. The Bunny then proceeds to hit Tay Conti with the worst brass knuckle shot I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know what she did, but she just lightly taps her and Tay goes down, and then she gets the win. This was bad. This was very, very bad.
Tay's great.
She is!
And so is Allie. But ever since she's joined AEW, what happened?
I don't know.
Because she used to be one of the best women's wrestlers. And now she's doesn't get to do anything. And she looks bad doing it.
Yes.
And now she's with Penelope. And I've said this before. I love Penelope. She's good. She's great at the character work. But also not the most polished wrestler in the ring. Clearly, like we said, this is definitely probably leading to the return of Anna Jay. And we're probably going to get a tag match eventually. Which I'm not looking forward to.
Main event. Cutler and Omega versus Christian and Kazarian. This was just straight up a comedy match. because
Yes, it was, because, Brandon Cutler, though, fucking give him credit. Even though, honest, the majority of this match I couldn't focus on because Chris Jericho wouldn't shut the fuck up.
he was fucking going in on Cutler. He's like, this
was just trashing the zebra print that he was wearing. He's had this one line, I'm trying to remember what it was. Something about dung or something. I don't know. He was just, I don't know where Jericho was in this match.
It wasn't in this match, I'll tell you that. And neither was anyone else because, like, this was just pure.
They were just having. They had a dark match.
They let you
like
know.
Like an actual dark match.
They let you know off the bat that Cutler sucks. Cutler sucks, and he sucks, and he's the worst.
And he sucks. And he sucks.
Yeah. So, immediately, Cutler starts off with Kazarian. Gets no offense. He gets beaten the shit out of him. Just treated like an absolute nerd. The only time that the other side got any offense was when Omega got in. There was a cool little tag team maneuver between Christian and Kazarian where Christian does the signature slap and then Kazarian does a springboard leg drop. It looked pretty cool. Nakazawa was at ringside as well. He tried to distract Kazarian by hitting him with his laptop. Christian would then take out Nakazawa, and then Omega would take advantage, hit Kazarian with a clothesline. Omega hits his signature stuff, steamroller into a middle rope moonsault. Cutler gets tagged in, proceeds to do the most ridiculous elbow drops I've ever seen in my life. Like, I legitimately don't know what on earth came to his mind when he was doing this, but he missed.
He was like dancing and shit. It was doing. He was, I don't know. Hey, good day. Cutler was like, I'm gonna take my advantage of being on TV.
I guess. Omega tries to go for a one-winged angel on Christian while he's busy with Cutler, but Cutler gets out of it. He hits a reverse DDT on on Omega, which Cutler tries to go after him and just fucking misses completely. And then Christian gives him a reverse DDT for his own troubles. Christian tries for a spear. Omega sends him groin first into the post. Cutler tries to hold Christian so Omega can V-trigger him, but Omega V-triggers Cutler instead. Christian tries to go for the Imperial on Omega, but Omega gets out of there and pretty much out of this match. Christian then gives Cutler a spear and then an Imperial for the 3. And then we have a bit of a stare down while Omega's on the ramp and Christian's in the ring celebrating. I don't think a comedy match is what this needed. This main event match or your world championship match for one of your biggest shows of the year. I don't think this is what was needed at all, to be quite honest.
No, definitely not.
But, yeah.
This was, like, the lowest point so far in this Christian feud because, like, the majority of this match was, look at how dumb Cutler is.
Yeah.
And then, like, Frankie and Christian win. It's all Frankie Kazarian's fault.
Fuck up. I guess
Rampage. I would have main evented with
the tag team match.
the opening tag match, and would have had this open the show, to be honest.
Yeah,
because there wasn't really much of an after ending.
You switch this up, I think this would have probably gotten a better reception because at least you would have gotten the bad shit out of the way in the beginning, and then had the good shit for last. But yeah, it kind of just went down after the first match. The first match was fucking fantastic. The Miro and Eddie Kingston stuff was really good, and then you just had 2 just unnecessary matches, in my opinion, to close out the show, which kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
But we'll see. Yeah, listen, it's only the 3rd week of Rampage. We'll see what they can do. They're still obviously trying to figure out what Rampage is going to be. And
Yeah.
just like Dynamite, it was, this is the lull period as we get into the final week. I feel like Rampage this week will be a little bit better, as it will be the last show before All Out. And of course, we already know the main event's Daniel and Darby, so that should smack. We'll see what else gets added on Dynamite this week.
Yeah. And speaking of All Out, Adam, it is now time for our AEW All Out predictions. So if you please get the card so we can go.
I have the card.
All right.
So what we got? We'll do a quick prediction. We won't really go into detail here. Of course, we're going to open up on the buy-in. I believe this was announced for.
Yes.
Or I don't know if it was announced for the buy-in. Is it on the buy-in the Casino Battle Royal?
Yes, the buy-in is the Casino Battle Royal.
So yes, so there'll be the Women's Casino Battle Royal, the second one they've done so far. 11 women have been announced for the match. 9 still to be decided. Who knows what's going to happen? If I had to predict a winner, I'm going to say probably Thunder Rosa or maybe even Big Swole.
Well, winner and who's the possible Joker in this one?
I'm going to go with Ruby.
Yeah.
If not Ruby, possibly Anna as a big return.
Yeah, I could see so. Yeah, I could possibly.
And then who knows where else? Who else could possibly even show up? I could see an Impact person possibly showing up. They're going to be, there's going to be a lot of independent companies running that weekend. GCW's doing a lot of stuff, so maybe somebody from there shows up. Alley Catch would be an awesome shout for me.
Also, just a little, I don't know, just side note for anyone who cares, but if you're at work or in any public setting and you just randomly decide to look up Ruby Soho's name on Twitter to see exactly why she's trending, I would advise not to, unless you just want to get hit with just several videos of straight up vagina right in your face. Yeah. So
what are you talking about?
So apparently there is a famous porn star that goes by the name Ruby Soho. So
well,
if you type in Ruby Soho on Twitter, you have like a 50-50 chance of finding the professional wrestler or the porn star. So it's up to you if you want to take those chances.
Ruby Soho, formerly Ruby Riot, so maybe that helps you out. But do you have a pick?
I'm gonna say the winner of this, probably Thunder Rosa. More than likely Thunder Rosa. The Joker, I is probably more than likely going to be Ruby.
After that, we're gonna do get this one out of the way. Paul White and QT Marshall. Paul White wins next match.
Yeah.
We're not don't have to talk about that one anymore.
Have to, no.
Jon Moxley and Satoshi Kojima. I mean, I feel like Moxley obviously wins this one.
Yeah.
But, again, don't sleep on this match, people.
Absolutely not.
Miro and Eddie Kingston for the TNT Championship. A bit more of a tricky one. I don't think it's time to pull the plug.
I say that he wins. I say that Miro wins, but he's not going to win cleanly like he has with all his other championship matches.
Okay. MJF and Chris Jericho. If Jericho loses, he's gone from in-ring competition. I think MJF's winning.
Yeah, me too. I think this might be...
I think this is the end of Jericho.
Yeah, I think this might be Jericho's swan song.
They have Punk now. They don't need Jericho.
Yeah. Which was basically why he was, getting... Because, Jericho was the star of the show. He was the biggest known name. And now with all of the names that are coming in and the names that are rumored to be coming in, you're right. I don't think Jericho is really much needed wrestling-wise for AEW at this point.
I can still see him with the the Inner Circle. Obviously he's getting the commentary stuff. Who knows what else he'll do? He has the cruise coming up, so that'll preoccupy him. He's got a tour with Fozzy, I believe, in October. So I think the signs are all leading to that situation. Britt Baker defends the women's championship against Chris Statlander. I think Britt wins this one, but I think this match is going to be really good.
Yeah, I think that Chris has what it takes to bring probably the best title defense out of Britt Baker yet in this one. I think they'll work pretty well.
Pac's going to fight Andrade. I give it to Andrade.
I mean, how do you not? He's only had, one match in AEW so far.
Because Pac is, Pac.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of the ones that I can go either way how this could go. I'm going to say Andrade, but I'm not surprised if Pac wins.
I'm going Andrade mainly specifically because, again, he's only had one match in AEW, and I think they're trying to invest a lot in their new signees. So I'm giving it to Andrade.
Steel cage match for the tag titles. The Young Bucks take on the Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers are winning.
I think it's time. I think the Lucha Bros should win. I think the Young Bucks, they've done everything that they can with these belts. They've been damn good tag team champions for AEW, but I think the Lucha Bros have more than well have earned it at this point. So yeah, Lucha Bros.
And not Don Callis, Kenny Omega with Don Callis fighting Christian Cage for the AEW World Title. Kenny Omega's keeping it.
Omega keeps
it with the debut of the American Dragon following it.
So you think he's gonna come down and stare down Omega?
I mean, from all accounts, we've heard that they are pushing the Daniel Bryan debut up. I think I won't go into detail. I assume we'll talk about that a little bit in the news segment.
No, you can bring it up. You can bring it up now since we're talking about All Out.
With the current COVID situation, AEW does not want to take the risk of the possibility of the New York show maybe getting canceled or not having the full capacity that it's currently supposed to have because maybe people just end up selling their tickets or whatever. I won't be one of those people. That they want to have him debut in front of a huge crowd. This is the perfect place to do it right now. Out of all these matches, there's no match, maybe MJF, but that's a stretch. That's a stretch for me. It has to be him confronting Omega.
I say Omega wins. I think that Jungle Express accidentally cost Christian the match, though.
And then the turn happens there. You save it for Dynamite.
You build up to the turn. Like tension between.
And then, of course, the main event of the show, Darby Allin takes on CM Punk. I mean, there's no real debating this one.
He's full-time. He's full-time on the roster. Like, if this were, a one-time thing, then I'd be like, all right, put over Darby. But Punk's here. He's here to stay. Punk's got to win.
Darby, win or lose, gets put over because he's the first one to fight Punk.
Darby loses absolutely fucking nothing from losing this match again.
And there's no way this is a squash. Punk is going to let Darby do everything that Darby does. And he's going to make him look like a fucking star. And Darby's going to do the same because he gets to be the first person that gets to fight Punk in 7 years. This match is going to be really, really fucking good. And then also Punk's going to do something with Sting, and that's going to be awesome too.
Yeah. So those are our predictions for AEW Dynamite, and that's going to do it for our...
All Out, not Dynamite.
All Out! Fuck! That's going to...
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's
going to... also forgot the tag match, but...
Fuck off! Alright, I'm sick of AEW at this point. We're going on in the new segment.
Yay, we get to talk about the W.
Alright,
so fucking happy. It's my favorite time of the goddamn week. It's when I get to talk about the fucking Fed.
There wasn't much, to be fair, there wasn't much to talk about news-wise, I mean, last week we just had to talk about like fucking shows on top of shows on top of shows. But
yeah, well, that's gonna be next week too.
Yeah. But this week it's more calm. It's just more like wrestler-based stuff. And
I do have a few things in the indie spotlight that I'll mention, mostly about upcoming shows that you can participate in watching.
Okay. Well,
and also the biggest independent news coming out this week.
Well, we will get to that as soon as I finish this news segment, but off we go.
I was just telling people what to look forward to.
Well, you can look forward to my fist up your ass.
That's not how that works.
I know that we usually don't involve this week's news on this podcast. We usually stick to shit that happened last week, but this was pretty much the biggest thing to come out and has been the most talked about thing this week. Adam Cole, officially a free agent, has not re-signed with the Fed.
Yeah, it turned out that the McMahon meeting never happened. Was fabricated by a journalist. Yes, Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful kind of broke that news and also pretty much broke the fact that Cole is officially a free agent now and made it very clear that he had gotten from actual sources that guy had never contacted the W. And there was never a meeting that took place on a Friday night with Vince and Adam Cole. Never happened.
Are you telling me that we were fucking lied to in the world of professional wrestling?
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I know.
I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna recover from this.
Now, where does Cole go? Obviously, the first answer is AEW. I could see it, but
Ring of Honor.
I was gonna say I could see him going
I feel
back to Ring
so
of Honor
bad for Ring of Honor.
They're doing stuff. Like they just had Ultramantis Black.
That's true, but like, how long do you expect him to stay there?
I think that was a one-off.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes, they obviously need something.
They need something going.
And like I said, I could see him going there for a bit. Eventually he will show up in AEW.
Obviously.
But I don't think he needs to go there right now.
Something tells me he might, though.
And if he does, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But that's Cole, free agent. That does not mean, though, that he will not re-sign. There's always a possibility that he could just end up re-signing with the Fed, because, you know, from what I know right now, he's got options. He's got multiple options from multiple Feds that are trying to sign him at this moment. So, Cole's going to make sure he gets paid.
He's going to get that shmoney.
He is going to get that dollar bill.
But also in little NXT news, because we should talk about it. Somebody is salty. NXT very salty this past week. Plenty of journalists coming out stating that they were kicked out of NXT for what they considered harmful spoilers that affected their ratings. These spoilers, by the way, were just match results. Nothing huge or anything. These men were kicked out and told never to come back. And these are loyal journalists that have been going to these NXT shows for years now. We're told, get the fuck out.
They've been doing this for the past few weeks, though, haven't they?
Yes, they've been doing it to multiple people because, I don't know, they're so... now the fact that NXT... Another bit of news, NXT officially back on the tape schedule. No longer are they doing live events every week.
I think the one that got like the biggest amount of press was what happened with JJ with
the
Wrestling Observer, because he was a huge supporter of the NXT brand. But
it just shows you, once Vince got his hands on this thing, it became a WWE product again, inside and out.
Sad
because I don't think Hunter, being as Hunter as he is, would have kicked him out.
No. I have no reason to believe it because he's been there for years. He's been going to show for years. And that's not just, he's not like, not going to tapings. He went to like fucking the Florida loops.
The Florida circuit, yeah. He was the one who provided those spoilers of the results. So that's the thing. They're not spoilers. They're just results.
Yeah.
But they consider them harmful spoilers that were going to affect their already abysmal rating.
But it's just the fact that you can see like the changes. Like I had this discussion with VPOC. Like oh well, he went, oh, we're hearing about all these changes, but I don't see anything different. It's like it's not. The whole thing isn't going to change overnight, but...
Well, officially will probably be different come the September 14th live edition of NXT's Nickelodeon Guts.
I was about... Fuck! That new logo!
Yes, the new NXT logo that looks like a straight-up Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, Nintendo logo. No longer the black and gold brand, everybody.
It's just we got all the fucking colors now.
And Wale.
We don't even have a specific brand for this shit anymore. It's just
Wale.
White background and color and paint color. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm already done.
Oh, I can't wait to see what this show is gonna look like.
I'm
gonna watch the first episode because I'm interested now. And there's gonna be a wedding on that show.
This is what you signed up for, fucking Joe. I hope you're happy with it.
They're gonna have Index is getting married.
Someone, I think it was Alvarez who pointed out, it's just like, that we're gonna have to hear fucking Dexter say something on this show. He's gotta say, I do.
Right? Yeah, that's gonna be and everybody's gonna go,
he speaks! Oh my god.
I'm like, oh wow, I still don't give a fuck.
Oh my god, is that Sam Shaw?
I've never cared about Dexter Lumis. Except for the Mr. Kennedy promo.
Look.
The feud. Get out of my room! Best thing he's ever done. Besides that, nah, I don't care about any of this.
I can only...
And now Candice is gone, and Johnny's like the top baby heel now of NXT. Which I know makes you upset.
Fucking, I don't want to talk about that. Why? Why?
But yeah, because it's WWE now. We have weddings on NXT now.
No, not that. Look, at the end of the day, me and you can, like, not understand and we can not get it. The fucking crowd over there loves it. NXT fans
I know. They love it. They fucking love that shit. But I don't see it. I don't get it. But new NXT, September 14th, everybody. We'll probably talk about what happens or what it looks like or how it's going to feel.
We'll talk about it once, and then we will let it die the slow and painful death it deserves.
We are not reviewing that show, so don't ask.
Inspiration is on the scene again. Their 90-day compete clause, I believe, is now up, which means they are free to go wherever the hell they want. So
Cassie Lee, and I don't know what Billy's new name is.
I can look it up.
Does Billy have a new name?
Jessie McKay, I think it is.
Is she just going by her real name again?
I believe so.
All right, well, there you go. The Inspiration back on the market. I still think they're popping up in Impact.
Yeah. I could see that being where they might end up first.
Or now that NWA has a women's tag division, possibly show up there.
They could possibly just like go wherever the hell they want and go to.
They're just as hot on the market as Adam Cole is.
Yeah, the Ring of Honor, Impact, NWA. Now that the NWA have fucking the women's tag team belts again.
Yeah,
like honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't make a pull for them
and
at this moment.
They also fit. Like his NWA, while there's match quality, the majority of what NWA is good for is the promo segments that they have.
The promos,
and these two girls are great on the mic.
Yeah, the promos, the characters is what that company's built off of, and I think
they fit right in.
Yeah.
So good for them. The market is again, it's been better than it has been in so many years.
We got updates on Brock Lesnar's contract for the WWE. Apparently he's believed to stick around for roughly a year and a half. He is bound, at least through, the 2023, Royal Rumble. He is supposed to have at least 8 matches, though it's not concrete at the moment, and that could change. But he is currently in line to face Roman Reigns sometime in the future. So yeah, Brock back half a year, 8 matches possibly. And now the question I would give to you at this point, like, obviously they're doing the Roman match, but if you had to give him another opponent, who would you possibly pick on this roster?
Walter.
Really?
Can I not pick it? Can I pick him?
You just straight out of the gate?
Or Keith?
I feel like, especially now, Keith needs to be built up to that.
You know, my wet dream, Matt Riddle, but that's never happening.
It's never gonna happen.
Kevin, I don't think they ever fought.
They've had interactions, but no, I don't think they've had.
I think Kevin Owens and Brock would be a really good match, especially because Brock's now on SmackDown and USA's pissed.
Oh yeah, they were fucking mad because they couldn't get fucking Punk to not sign to AEW.
Well, not just that, but also the fact that now SmackDown's got Roman and Brock and Becky.
It's like, yeah, where the fuck is our star power?
You have Charlotte.
You fucking give us Jinder and Veer.
Yeah, and they have Nikki. Ass. Yeah, Raw rules. It's the A show, right? No.
We got news on Impact trying to sign 2 wrestlers of importance, those being both Bray Wyatt, formerly known as Bray Wyatt, going by Wyndham now, and Buddy Matthews.
Wyndham Wyatt is an awesome name.
Yeah, and Buddy Matthews, who formerly known as Buddy Murphy.
I can see Buddy signing with Impact and Impact letting him have at least the blow off with Malakai and AEW.
Yeah.
I don't think Buddy needs to go to AEW anytime soon.
Plus, I've heard
because he can go to Impact and they could give him the world title in like a few months and boom, make him a star.
Plus, I've heard like Buddy's already got like a bunch of indie dates he's got lined up, so I think him working Impact would probably work better for him in terms of just like booking openings and shit like that. I think we've said it on the podcast before, but I believe that Wyatt would work way better in Impact than he would in AEW. Just because like Impact's known for that type of shit.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think they could work well. Not saying that fucking AEW wouldn't know what to do with Wyndham, but
no, but it's like too much.
Yeah.
And also Wyndham going to Wyatt going to Impact, that's gonna do great for them.
Oh, absolutely. Alright, last thing here on the news segment, but just a little of a cheap shot was taken by one Booker T on when he was asked his opinions on Punk's return. Booker T pretty much said he feels like Punk wasted his promo time going after WWE, saying, quote, CM Punk came back and he had 10 full minutes to go out there and make his point as far as CM Punk being back. He had the perfect crowd to be able to go out there and really, I'm talking about, have a party up in the United Center. But CM Punk came back and took his moment and chose to talk about WWE. That right there was just a total miss as far as I'm concerned. He struck out. I can only imagine if The Rock had the same 21,000 in Miami, Florida. The Rock would have talked about every landmark in Miami and that everybody in Miami frequented. He would have had those fans going crazy with excitement, but CM Punk chose to talk about the WWE, and that 9 minutes went went back so slow when it could have been a party going on in the United Center. So, yeah.
He's wrong.
I
love Booker T, but like,
I don't think he ever.
I don't think again, he's like most of the WWE people. They just never understood Punk.
I don't think Punk ever mentioned the Fed. He said the one thing about him being there and how he was never going to get better in a place that made him sick. And I think that was it.
Well, and then also like the return to wrestling thing.
Yeah, but even then he said, I left wrestling in August and then I came back in 2021.
Well, no, because he was like, I left wrestling ROH.
Yeah, in 2000.
No, he never said the Fed by name. He never even like hinted at it. He just, he was like, can't get better in a place that made me sick. That was it.
That was it.
Talked about Darby. The first fucking line that comes out of his mouth is about Britt Baker. Like, then what the fuck is this? Like, oh yeah, he should be out there and talking about landmarks and like, oh, and then they're gonna have a party in fucking Chicago. I'm like, Booker T, you high.
Look, I get it, like, from the perspective of guys
also, like he's not The Rock.
I get it from guys like Roman and R-Truth, who are still active competitors, who work on the roster, who kind of need that if they want to be the company guys and talk shit about the guy who left their fucking company, or whatever the fuck that fucking Vince is spewing into their ear. What does Booker T have to gain from all this? What, is he scared that he's not going to be invited onto any more fucking WWE pay-per-view pre-shows? Is that it? Like, what is the point?
He's still contracted.
But what is he going to do? What is he so scared? Like, it can't be job security, alright? He's Booker fucking T. He can go anywhere. Literally anywhere. He can leave right now, and I believe even after what he said, AEW would still try to bring him in to do something.
It's because he has the platform.
I don't know. It's, it just seems unnecessary, is all I'm saying.
Well, CM Punk told him to shut the fuck up on Ramp.
I saw that video. It was great. But, yeah, that was about it for news, everything news-wise. Not much that we already didn't know, but, still stuff that we're going to have to keep our eyes on, considering how the rest of this month is going to play out. But, Adam, this now leads to your indie spotlight segment.
Yes. So, in the same vein, not a lot happened over the weekend, independent-wise. There was an H2O show that I heard was really, really good. So go watch that. That's on Independent Wrestling TV. But the big deal here is GCW, once again, is going to be putting on 3 different shows the week of All Out. Oh, wow.
What?
Okay, well, I guess we'll talk about that too. That just got announced.
Oh!
Oh, wow. Okay, so this doesn't concern us at the moment in the present time, but October 30th at Pro Wrestling Revolver, we mentioned last week that the Switchblade Conspiracy, or the Switchblades as they're calling themselves now, John Moxley and Sami Callihan will be reuniting, and it's just been confirmed that their opponents are going to be also the reuniting Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, wrestling is weird, aren't they?
Dude!
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to... you were good...
Yeah, I'll continue.
Okay.
Also, MLW just announced that Tajiri has signed to MLW.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Yep, he'll be debuting at their Fightland show in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena. So that also was announced. But then going into these GCW shows, Effie's going to be putting on another Big Gay Brunch show. That's going to be headlined by Effie taking on Jake Atlas.
I think that's his first match back on the Indies, isn't it?
Yes, it will be. He'll also be a part of GCW when they go to LA in late September. GCW will be putting on its 3-cup stuffed event. This is their combined promotion with Black Label Pro. Some of the matches that were announced for this show are pretty crazy. The main event will be the final match. They're dubbing it The End, as G. Raver and Jimmy Lloyd's long-standing feud comes to a close in the same, essentially the same show where it all began 2.5 years ago at this point. Tom Lawler defends the Black Label Pro Midwest Championship. No, he's challenging for it against Alex Shelley. Jesus Christ. So that's a match that's happening. The Black Label Pro World title's on the line. Effie's going to take on Jake something. There's going to be a giant luchador, like, 4-way crazy tag match where Super Crazy and Juventud are involved. Juventud and Super Crazy will also be wrestling, I believe, sometime this week for a GCW show in Detroit. How about this for a tag match? Nick Gage, Mance Warner and AJ Gray, and Matt Justice will be taking on Danhausen, Warhorse, the Barbarian, and the Warlord.
I saw that. I still couldn't fucking believe that match is happening.
And there's also going to be a next-gen scramble match, a bunch of the nice, the young, up-and-coming talent. Jordan Oliver, Billy Starks, Starboy Charlie, Marcus Mathers, Nick Wayne, and 50-year-old Action Mike Jackson.
I hope Billy pins Jordan in that match.
So that's going to be taking place this Friday, everybody. It'll be, of course, on Fight TV, a part of the Second City Summit, which, if you go on Fight, you can buy the bundle. You get all the shows for a pretty good price. But the main show that will be going on that week will be the Art of War Games, GCW's first ever War Games event. I do believe it is going to be 2 rings, because one of the matches that they announced, which you're going to hear it, you're going to be like, this is just up my alley. The Pabst Blue Ribbon 2-ring ladder scramble fuckfest.
The what?
The Pabst Blue Ribbon 2-ring ladder scramble fuckfest.
And that consists of what?
There are no rules yet, but it seems like it's a 2-ring ladder match, maybe. I don't know. But some of the names that are going to be involved in this, you get Gringo Loco, Jordan Oliver, Shane Mercer, Dante Leon, Yoya, a bunch of other people. Also on this show, as I mentioned, will be Hoovy and Super Crazy, because fuck it, why not? Of course, the Team War Games main event, Team MDK, Nick Gage, the Second Gear Crew, and Alex Colon taking on all 6 members of 4-4 Ohio. I have no idea how that match is going to turn out. Allie Catch will take on Tony Deppen. And then the big news that was announced this weekend for GCW standards, Matt Cardona will be there having yet another open challenge with the brand new GCW Universal Championship that he created for himself, that he will be using going forward. Yes, the GCW Universal Championship. This man is money, and I love him so much. But also this Thursday in Detroit, there's going to be GCW's Guilty Consequences. The majority of that show are just the 4-4 guys taking on members of the Team MDK in different matches. The big highlight for me on this show will be the scramble match. It doesn't matter who else is in it, because fucking Rhino is debuting for GCW.
Oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nuts.
So that's fucking happening. So GCW really bringing it all to the table this week. And then next week's, they're going to have even more crazy shit when they're in LA. Jonathan Gresham taking on Minoru Suzuki. So keep watching out for GCW this weekend if you can find the opportunity to watch any of these. Like I said, support them. The shows are cheap, and you're going to have a great time.
Well, that certainly sounds like I don't even know how I'm going to be able to get through all those shows, but I will try. I will try to see as much as I can during All Out weekend. But very exciting weekend ahead for professional wrestling. So take all that in good stride. But now it is time for us to review NWA Empowerrr, the only pay-per-view in wrestling history to be headlined by all women's wrestling.
Oh, no.
Nah, well...
Evolution did happen.
What's that?
It was a really good show.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it here. I thought this was a good, and it's a good show.
Now, I missed, the first two matches. So I didn't see the first tag team semifinal, I didn't see the triple threat.
Yeah.
No, which I heard was good.
I think the triple threat was one of the best matches on the show. But we started off the show with Hardcore Country! Mickey James obviously coming out, having organized this entire thing. Says it's not about her. It's about all the amazing women who have come out here tonight to display how good women's wrestling truly is on a platform like this here in the NWA, where no one ever thought this would be fucking possible. Which, correct on her. But it is. They're all, against all odds. We've done it, and we're here, and now we're going to show why women's wrestling is the very fucking best. So we start off with Kylie Ray taking on Chick Tormenta from AAA and Diamante from AEW in a I thought was a real nice opener. Kylie just as over as she was when she left, so that was very good to see. I was not very familiar with Chick Tormenta, but I thought she played a good old school heel here. And Diamante looked probably the best she's looked in months to this point. Her and a lot of the AEW women looked better on this show than they usually do on fucking Dynamite or Dark, which should be fucking saying something. But most of this match is like Kylie and Diamante going at it. Chick Tormenta is pretty much the spoiler in all this. She's just makes no fun allowed. There was a point in this match that I thought was funny because Diamante has Kylie up on the top rope, and she starts doing a Kylie chant, like Kylie, Kylie, to get the crowd going. And as soon as the crowd tries to chant with her, she fucking flips them off. I thought that was great. Some cool moments. There was a Tower of Doom spot. Chick Tormenta had fucking Kylie in a Samoan drop, but fucking Diamante German suplex there, so both Tormenta and Kylie went flying. That was super dope. There was also a point where fucking Kylie tried to go for a backslide on to Tormenta, but Diamante pushed them down and got both of their shoulders pinned and tried to get the double pin there. I thought looked really cool. There's a roll through super kick from Kylie to Diamante. Tormenta hit a flying nothing, which Kylie would then go and hit a basement dropkick into a crossface. Near the end, though, Diamante throws it in a chain to distract the referee. She kicks Kylie out of the ring. She then hits a code red on Tormenta for the victory. Very not very long, but they kept the pace going. They didn't really mess anything up, and the crowd was really into it. So nice opener. Second match was the Hex, Allison Kay, and Marty Bell taking on Hell on Heels, Renee Michelle and Sahara 7. And oh boy, this match was a mess.
This match was bad.
This match was a mess. So it was very put on display that Hell on Heels were very green going into this match. And I haven't seen Marty wrestle since her Impact days. Even then, I wasn't very impressed. And I was like, and after this match, I was like, oh god, like, she hasn't gotten any better. Thankfully, my opinions on Marty changed a bit after the finals, but this match didn't do much for me. There was a messy ass catapult into a super kick from Hell on Heels. There was it was like a knee and a neck breaker from Sahara. Like, so Sahara did most of the work here, and they mostly got the heat on Marty. And it wasn't until Allison got tagged in is where the match started to pick up. There was a cradle DDT from Sahara, but Marty saves Allison. I don't know how you would put it, but they do like Allison and Marty do like a double styles clash, it looks like. And then like, I don't know how it looks cool, but I don't know how to really describe it. And in the match, Allison, Renee tries to go for a head scissors. Allison catches her, and then her and Marty hit like an assisted pedigree for the win. Sloppy match, but I thought it had its moments. Allison was clearly the best worker in this match by a landslide. But I guess this is where you would finally get into the show. So we go on to the next match. It is the Free Babes, Jazzy Yang, Miranda Gordy, and Holly Haley J. Hollywood Haley J. At ringside, taking on AEW's Red Velvet and Kylan King. This was, I thought, was a pretty good match, although it was pretty short as well. But I guess that's just what NWA, their matches are always pretty short. Miranda is fucking huge. Which I guess should be...
He's Terry Gordy's...
Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of should have expected that.
Yeah, so the joke here, everybody, they're the Free Babes, because all three of them are second-generation wrestlers. Hollywood Haley J is the daughter of Amazing Maria, who's an OVW staple, where Hollywood Haley J currently wrestles out of, former OVW Women's Champion, currently was released from jail to be here tonight.
What?
After almost trying to steal the belt, after that damned Al Snow tried to take the belt away from her.
Oh, I was about to say, like, are you kayfabing me right now?
No, I just for some reason still watch OVW.
Why?
It's free on YouTube.
Oh my. There's a lot of shit that's free on YouTube.
Yeah, well, you know. There's some good stuff in there. Jazzy Yang is Jimmy Wang Yang's kid.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And Miranda Gordy, clearly Bam Bam Gordy's kid, who WWE passed up, by the way, in a tryout.
That's ridiculous. Why would you do that?
Regretting that now with their new fucking big people thing or whatever it is.
Most of this match was revolved around Miranda, which I thought was cool because she's just big and she just tossed.
It makes sense because I was surprised that Yang was the representative because she's
very green.
I think she's only a year or maybe 2 years into her wrestling so far.
Yeah,
Haley J's been wrestling for at least 4 or 5 years now, so I thought she would have been in the match instead. She played the heater on the outside, which she's great at. She's really good. I'd recommend going and watching more of Haley J's work.
Speaking of which, I thought Red Velvet and Kylan also performed very well here.
They came to prove something, especially Kylan.
She and Miranda had a fucking great ass hoss fight in the middle of the ring. Cool moments in this match. Fucking Miranda military pressing Red Velvet. Miranda and Kylan pretty much had a hoss fight in the middle of the ring at one point. I think I brought that up. Velvet hits a tornado kick on Jazzy Yang, and Kylan gets the hot tag, goes wild on everybody. Velvet tries to go for a tornado DDT, but misses, or she either missed or she messed it up. I couldn't really tell. Near the end of the match, there's miscommunication between Jazzy and Miranda, and Kylan hits, I believe it's called Kingdom Come. It's like a wheelbarrow facebuster, and she gets the victory. Short, but they didn't really mess anything up, so it was alright.
Yeah, from all accounts, it sounded better than the first tag match.
Yeah, absolutely. But
there's your finals.
Yeah, it will be Red Velvet and Kylan King taking on the Hex, Allison Kane, Marty Bell, later on in the show. After that, though, we get Gail Kim out to the ring. She pretty much does the same thing that Nikki does. It's like put over the women, saying how much it's great to see like an event like this happen, especially in the NWA, all that other stuff. This would all lead to Taryn Terrell, who I haven't seen in fucking forever, make her way down to the ring with Genocide and Paola Blaze. I was only familiar with Genocide.
Same here.
But Taryn comes out and she's like, what? Like, I'm so glad you could make it here so you could, put me over. He's so thoughtful of you, Gail. She's being condescending. And he's like, but I think it's time that you need to leave and you need to get out. And Gail's obviously not having it. She's not moving. He's like, all right, you don't want to leave? Then I'm going to make you leave. And he's like, get her, girls! And this would lead to Awesome Kong coming out. And she's got...
Great moment.
She comes out, she's got a big stare down with Gail Kim going on. And then fucking... I think it was Genocide who tried first, like an idiot. And got fucking shoved away. And then Kong just pretty much takes out both Genocide and Paola Blaze. Choke slam. And then an implant buster. And then they're sent packing. And then Gail and Kong have another stare down. Kong asks for a mic. And she's like, there's not much that could really... it's not much that could have gotten me up here. But luckily for you guys that Gail was going to be here. Says that most of her amazing moments involved Gail Kim. And they go back and forth. They have like a very teary-eyed, very emotional back and forth with each other. Gail Kim expressed how special Kong was to her, not just as from a career-wise, but a personal-wise, and just a whole sweet moment. They have a hug in the middle of the ring. And that's that segment. Up at this point, this was like the best thing on this show so far. Cause
at this point, I'd only seen 2 things.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was like a big like, whoa, Kong, she's back, and then like the announcement, the retirement, and everything. I mean, people saw it coming from a mile away. It was just what was going to happen. I thought if this was the way it was going to happen, this was the perfect place, and her and Gail, the true women's revolution. It only made sense.
Yeah,
and good luck to everything that Kong does in retirement going forward. I know she still wants to pursue the acting career.
She's damn good at it too. So, yeah.
I still, damn you, COVID, for taking my season 4 of Glow away.
But after this, we get the Impact Knockouts Championship match between Melina and Deonna Purrazzo. And look, I get Melina isn't like the most popular wrestler in the world, but I thought this was a real good match.
I enjoyed this match a lot. I thought, Deonna just, perfect, just absolutely perfect. she's
the best.
Arguably the best women's wrestler right now in America.
Yeah.
She's just, it just shows, you get let go by one place and your entire fucking outlook changes, and look what comes of it. Melina held herself well. She hit some really nice spots, but like, I like Melina, but I never thought Melina was like this great women's wrestler.
Like, you could tell, like, even from this match, like, Deonna was the one who was taking control of it. Like, she was the one putting in a lot of the effort into this match. And that's not to say that Melina, like, had no effort put into it, but this whole match worked because of how good of a fucking worker Deonna is.
Absolutely.
Some notable things in this match, Melina started off with a fast press. She did like a split, pump kick. Like, she did a pump kick and then transitioned straight into a split. That was pretty cool. Melina tries to go for a middle rope Rana, gets countered into a powerbomb. There's a point in the match where Deonna bends Melina's elbow back on the mat before stomping on it. That looked disgusting. She, at that point, just works over Melina's arm. Melina would try to fight back, though. She has her in the corner. But Deonna would catches her leg, and then proceeds to give her a leg breaker and transitions into a figure 4. And then into a twisting heel hook. Like, fucking Deonna was on some fucking Zack Sabre shit.
I mean, wait till you get to the finish of this. The finish of this match. It's some Zack Sabre shit.
Deonna tries to go for a shoulder block, but rams her shoulder into the ring post. Melina then hits 2 Meteoras. Only gets a 2. A fucking disgusting looking tequila sunrise transition into a fucking single leg crab from Deonna once again. They are set up in the corner at one point. Melina tries to go for her signature Code Red, which was the sunset flip powerbomb, but kind of messes it up. Deonna covers up for it pretty well by going straight into the pin. After that, chop block from Deonna. That's the point.
Didn't go for the pin.
Well, it's never been a finish.
Yeah, it has.
No.
So I
no.
Found a video.
Don't.
like a week or two ago. There was a video I was watching, and I think it was Brian Zane was doing a classic pay-per-view review, and somebody on that show won by a chop block.
Oh, good for them. What year was it?
1992.
Well, there you fucking go.
It still happens. So fuck you.
So, Gianna...
was it at this point where, like, the knee thing happened?
Yeah, she starts really favoring the knee. The ref tries to call for the match, but it tells him not to. And then Deonna kicks her leg out of her leg. At one point, Melina hits the fucking overdrive, and then Oh, surprise, surprise! She hurts her knee in the fucking process.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. So I was like, oh, which K2? The over. That's dumb. She did it on the bad knee. I was like,
so fucking dumb.
I mean, you must have loved that. You
got well, I got to see how fucking stupid it is. Like, of course, why would you hit it if your fucking knee hurts? All of the fucking weight goes down on your knee, you fucking idiot. Melina tries to go for like a slice. I think that's what her finish used to be. But Deonna counters it into a Fujiwara armbar, then locks in Venus de Milo, and then transitions into a fucking half crab for the victory.
What the hell was happening here?
She was like, Melina tried her best to get to the ropes, but every single time, Deonna would just take another limb just to keep her away, to her cause more damage, and then she locks in the half crab, and then she gets to tap out. Fucking real good stuff. Deonna looked phenomenal in this match.
Melina, she should.
Melina, I thought this was like the best I think she's ever looked in her career. She held her own. She looked real good in the babyface role. So I'm not taking anything away from her, but Deonna really showed the fuck out on this one. But after that, we're on to our finals for the NWA Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. But before that, Medusa comes out to present. She's going to present the tag belts to the winners of the match. And she's also, I believe,
the first time since 1944 that we will have NWA Women's Tag Champions.
I don't think it's that far back, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I'll look that up real quick. But go ahead.
So Kylan King and Red Velvet taking on Allison Kay and Marty Bell, the Hex. This match, the finals, really made up for the last two tag team matches, I believe. I thought Marty Bell performed very well here. Allison Kay, always looking damn good. Kylan King and Red Velvet looking the best they've looked in a long time. Allison and Kylan traded headlocks and shoulder blocks to start off the match. There was a point where Marty hit a nice three amigos onto Red Velvet. Kylan tries to go for a leg drop and misses, and then Marty hits a running PK for a 2 count. Velvet then pulls Marty off the apron, which then distracts Allison, and Kylan hits her with a German suplex. And then Kylan and Velvet.
Kylan and King.
Shut up! Kylan and Velvet would then do a double straight jacket neckbreaker that looked pretty cool. Poetry of Motion, Meteora from Velvet and King. Velvet tries again. Tries to go for another one, but Allison then catches her, but then Velvet turns it into a Frankensteiner. Running octopus stretch from Velvet onto Allison. Allison tries to turn it into a tombstone. Velvet clicks her legs, rolls out, hits a stunner, and then gets caught with a spine buster. That was a very nice sequence in the match. Tag out. Marty hits a wheelbarrow facebuster into a pump kick onto King. Velvet tries to go for a frog splash on Marty, but Marty moves. Allison uses Velvet as a battering ram at one point, hits King, and then hits an assisted AK-47 with a boot from Marty. And the Hex become the new NWA World Women's Tag Team Champions.
First time in 37 years.
Yes. No, I was told you it was not that long.
The Burke is where I got confused.
Yeah. And then there's a nice little moment. First, the new champs are celebrating. Then Medusa gives them the belt. And she's shaking their hands, hugging them. And then get a face-to-face with their opponents. They shake hands, they hug. Everyone's emotional, and especially near the end of this, Allison and Marty are almost moved to tears, and kind of understandable. They've been friends and partners for a very long time, so it was very nice to see them get the tag belts. And tag belts that haven't been active in a company for like 34 years. So, good on them. This is good shit. 30, fuck you.
I will say, as a man who uses a teal strap for his women's tag belts, was a big fan of the teal strap.
Oh, yeah, it was teal.
Very nice looking women's tag belts. All 4 women do the whole, all everybody, hey, we all did it type shit. Crowd's very happy about it.
Oh, we'll get
a very good women's tag match.
We'll get to we all did it near the end of the show here.
Yeah, there's no kayfabe.
But before that, it is now time for quite literally the best thing.
Oh, it's the match of the night.
The best thing on this whole show.
Holy shit.
And it's not even fucking close.
It's the NWA World Women's Championship. Camille, the Brick House, takes on legit Layla Hirsch in what a lot of people thought was going to be a glorified, well, I don't think it's a squash, but was not going to be as two-sided as this match was. Because this match fucked hard.
Yeah.
And Layla looked like a fucking star after this. Which was everything I was hoping, because I didn't think she was going to win it. Even though there were a few times with those arm bars at the end where I was like, oh my god, is this going to happen?
Is this actually going to happen? Oh, all right. So, from the get-go, they make it very clear. Well, before that, they go over the history of like an old women's championship
yes,
belt.
The Burke, motherfucker. Understand your history.
Yes.
This is the Burke. This is Mildred
belt
Burke's
is
championship.
Fucking tiny.
It's a belt from.
How could you ever wear that?
The belt that they presented was the Burke, Mildred Burke's Women's Championship from 1944.
Welterweight Women's Championship.
The last one, the belt had been for years and years was known to be lost until Billy Corgan, the goddamn genius that he is, was able to find it. It was currently in the estate of, I believe, Mildred Burke's like granddaughter. Was able to buy it off of her and return this prestigious belt. You know, that this is the belt that the main women's title is kind of really designed based around. The current NWA women's title, with the whole like centerpiece being a picture and everything. This is that belt. This is a real big point of wrestling history that was presented here. This was an awesome moment if you understand the lineage, and if you don't, you learned a little bit something tonight. You know, Mildred Burke is a pioneer of women's wrestling, like one of the first major stars of women's wrestling in the 50s and the 60s. So this was an awesome fucking piece of history to watch before this awesome main event. Well, not really main event, but my main event.
Wrestling teacher Adam Stryker, everybody.
Yes.
So, immediately off the get-go, they make it very clear that Camille is big and tall, and Layla is not big and tall.
Yes.
So, Layla just tries, at the beginning, tries to go low, tries to go for the legs, tries to go for the waist, tries to take her down, like, she usually does, because she's a grappler, she's got that amateur style, but it's not working against Camille. It ain't working. She's too big. Gotta try a different way. To the point where Camille just gets a little too cocky, and Layla's forearm smashes her in the chest and hits her with a Hurricane Rana. And I thought a very cool part of this match was that, like, Layla couldn't get Camille off of her feet. Like,
yeah, no, I really like how that was like the first story of the match was like, can she actually get Camille down to her feet? And then once she was able to, like, the crowd was like, oh, hell yeah.
Like, we got a fucking match now. So she hits her with a Hurricane Rana. Camille is still on her feet at this point. She goes to the outside, suicide dive into the barricade, but Camille is still on her feet. Layla tries to go for another Hurricane Rana going off the steps, but she gets caught and gets sent into the fucking steps. Like, hard as all hell. You could hear it. Hear her head hit the steps, and it looked disgusting. At that point, Camille would then get the heat on Layla, grounding her on the mat. Camille at one point tries to go for a fireman's carry, but that gets turned into a sleeper. She tries ramming Layla into the corner, but Layla then turns that into a hanging armbar. Layla tries to run at her again, but gets caught with a Samoan drop. Another cool moment in this match is that Camille showed off a bit of her strength, picked up Layla Hirsch from the ground, and proceeded to give her a Bane-style backbreaker. From this point on, Layla is starting to work over the leg. She's going low. She's kicking low at the legs of Camille, and Camille's starting to show effects of it. Camille then sets her up on the top rope. Before she can really do anything on the top, Layla stops her. And then, after what I thought was going to be a sunset flip powerbomb, like how it usually goes.
Yeah.
No! Layla then proceeds to do a whole 180, turns around in midair, German suplexed Camille from the top.
I was so baffled by that. That was the spot of this match. The crowd fucking go nuts for this. I was like, how? That's not how physics work.
Excuse
me. But it makes sense for Layla because of her height. It's just like, the fuck though.
And after that, Layla's she's just going crazy. She's fucking
fired up. She is on one. She is now in control. Camille is down. This is Layla's chance, and by God, was there points where I was like, this is gonna happen.
So Layla hits like multiple German suplexes after that, and then 2 running knees that causes Camille to finally go down. She goes for the cover, 1, 2, but Camille reaches the ropes. Layla tries for the armbar again, but Camille gets out of it, and then hits a fucking tornado bomb for a close 2 count. On the mat, they're exchanging forearms. They both get up. Layla goes behind, gives her a Saito suplex, and then a fucking running lariat for a 2 count.
This sequence that they had with the forearms while they were they were almost locked up in some form of a submission.
They were on the mat after the tornado bomb, and Layla's getting back up, and she just starts forearming her, and they just start.
And they go at it for like a good minute of just forearm, and they're laying it in, and this crowd is just fired up. And I was too. I was like, this match fucking rules.
So in a very close count here, I thought this was going to be the end of the match. So Layla goes up for moonsault, misses, and Camille's in like prime position. It's like, oh, well, this is it. Like, this is where it's going to end. Camille goes for the spear. Fucking Layla leaps over, counters into a backstabber, and straight into the armbar. It's like, oh my god. Is this actually
that was the moment I was like, the spear got blocked. She's got the armbar. She's about to fucking tap.
Oh my god. Unfortunately,
Layla was awesome tonight.
Unfortunately, that was not the case. Camille uses her strength to powerbomb out of the armbar. Layla runs at her, but gets tossed away with like a sidewinder slam before Camille hits the spear for the victory. Awesome match.
And phenomenal women's match. This was the match, honestly, in my opinion, of the week. What match was so just... You don't get a lot of women's matches that are almost like Hoss-like. And to say that about Layla, clearly says something about her amazing talent and her strength, on top of that. Like, I got, not on the same level as Walter Dragunov vibes, but just these two went out there and they just beat the shit out of each other. It was fucking glorious. And they were not holding back. And Camille has come a long way in her wrestling ability. Like, she is one of the best right now. And Layla, I've been watching her since she debuted in CZW like 5 years ago. And when I saw her then, I was like, this chick is going to be money. by whoever grabs her, and she is on top of the moon right now. She's gonna be fighting Killer Kelly in Beyond later this month, which that match is gonna smack. I expect to see a lot more Layla Hirsch going forward, not just in AW, but independents, and who knows, maybe even popping back up in NWA. I'd love to see these two go at it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I do not.
This
be shocked
was just not.
Do not be shocked
No,
if she gets like if there's like a rematch down the line.
Like this match was not at all what anybody was expecting it to be, and I love the fact that was the case. My expectations were completely, changed. It was like, whoa, wow, this is a fucking good match. This is a fight. And that German is just I'll never forget that.
So with that was
and now that's about it for that. Let's go on to the mystery segment.
No, come on.
I don't want to talk about this awful travesty of the Battle Royal.
I'm gonna be honest here. I did not hate this match.
Oh man, this match sucked.
I didn't hate this match.
This match sucked. This match didn't just suck because of the in-ring stuff, but I mean the fucking botch that it had.
I will admit the camera. The camera.
I don't know what happened here. Got horny. Camera guy got horny for Lady Frost and just never went back.
I don't know what the hell happened here, but all right, let's just.
Hey, it was. I'll put it this way: it was better than the abomination of a battle royal they had the next night.
All right, let's just go over it real quickly.
Even though I'll say this, this wasn't like, I thought it was bad, but there were some good moments, and there was a lot of ladies in this that I'm a big fan of.
Let's just go through it. Let's just go through it one at a time. NWA Women's Invitational, 10 entrants, new entrant every 2 minutes, pin and submission only is the way you could be eliminated, and the winner of this challenges Camille tomorrow at NWA 73. So, out of the gate, number 1, Chelsea Green, and number 2, Kiera Hogan. So
that's all about me.
So,
and Kiera, I love Kiera.
Look, I know a lot of people are very skeptical of Chelsea Green.
I've always been skeptical of Chelsea.
As am I, to be fair. I've never really gotten her, but
she's like really, really, really over. And
I thought she performed pretty good here.
She's fine, but like her outside of the ring just is this. It's not on the same level as like TJP, but it has that same like yuck. Where it's like, you don't present yourself well outside that you're really making people want to watch you. And like, she's really, really like ROH, here, Impact, like she's on TV a lot.
So, nice exchange from Kiera and Chelsea to start off. Ends with a thrust kick and then a corner clothesline from Kiera. She tries again but misses. Chelsea hits a corner boot. After that, number 3 is Bianca Carly, I believe her name is?
Yes, the daughter of Santino Marella.
Santino Marella!
Who was announced officially. This is her first year in wrestling. And
I could fucking tell.
She didn't do a lot. But, it was nice. It's a nice little, like, friend, good gesture.
Oh, I have exactly what she did in this match. Some judo throws, double corner splash to Chelsea and Kiera, and an SCO to Kiera.
That's about right.
Yeah. Number 4 is Thunder Kitty.
Yes, the 100-year-old wrestler.
What is this gimmick?
That's the gimmick, is that she's 100 years old and she wrestles like she's in the 50s.
Doesn't make any sense!
The Thunder Kitty!
Alright, well, she does double corner elbows and then a snap suplex. Then goes for a double chop and a double noggin knocker on Chelsea and Kiera. After that, number 5 is Genocide, who we saw earlier. kind of get her ass kicked by Awesome
Who
Kong.
I thought was actually going to win this.
I heard a lot of people thought she was going to win this.
Because, like, she's an NWA mainstay. There's obviously the Brick House versus the Monster type. That's a easy NWA feud right there for you. And they've been pushing her a lot with the whole Taryn Terrell connection. So I thought she was the heavy favorite. I was wrong, sadly.
All right. So she comes in. She clears house. She then hits Bianca with a whirl around facebuster to eliminate her. Bianca, the first one out. Number 6 is Lady Frost. And this is where everything...
Shit goes to hell.
just goes to hell. So
Lady Frost comes to the ring. I like Lady Frost a lot. She's really good. She's awesome. She's another mainstay you can watch in the Beyond territory.
Well, apparently she was like the most important person in this fucking match because this camera could not get away from Lady Frost.
I don't know what happened here. She plays up the whole I'm gonna take my time to get in the ring thing. I'm like, all right, we're gonna focus on her. And as she's on the outside,
shit going on in the ring.
We Joe Galley and Velvet and Tim Storm.
They're still calling the match.
They're calling the match, and I believe Thunder Kitty gets eliminated.
Yes,
at this point.
I wrote here.
We don't see it.
Yeah, Genocide eliminates Thunder Kitty with something. I don't know. I can't see. I think something is wrong with the cameras because we've only got one working one apparently.
Then, for a good, 2-3 minutes. This thing is just, and it felt like for it.
It did
it's
go
just,
on
there's
for a
just
long time.
Camera, not even completely looking at the ring, only a little portion of it. There's shit going on the right side that we just can't tell what's happening. All I can see is a corner with Kira and I think Chelsea. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Lady Frost has still not gotten in the ring. I don't know what happened with the feed. Billy Corgan must have been smashing pumpkins, man. That was a good one. Come on.
No buys.
It was a good one.
No buys. No buys.
William Patrick Corgan bought it.
Big. They eventually moved the camera towards the ring, so I got to see.
Yeah, no. Finally, and then eventually it gets back. We're back.
The hard cam,
and all the cameras are working, and it's still what happened here?
No.
And after this happens, this whole match, in my opinion, just goes to shit.
Number 7 is Debbie Malenko. Frost tries to go for Debbie, but pays for it immediately.
Now Debbie's she's an All Japan legend.
Yes.
The last person I believe trained by the great Malenko. Malenko's father. That's why she uses the last name. She's not related. It was the passing of the name type deal.
Yeah.
So, and I think she's 50.
Yeah.
She did things. She was fine. I mean, again, I can't be she was amazing because she's older now, and I don't think she's wrestled in God knows how long. I do like how she got eliminated. I thought that was awesome.
Well, she had 2 double German suplexes on Kiara and Chelsea. After this, Jamie Senegal is number 8. Jamie comes in, does lucha spots with Lady Frost, does a front flip senton. No, Frost does a front flip senton on, I believe it was Jamie. And then Frost goes up and hits a picture perfect twisting moonsault.
Lady Frost is awesome.
Jamie for a 2 count. I was pissed. How is that not the finish?
He's Lady Frost is legitimately an under just in the same vein as Alley Cat. Why haven't you been signed or picked up somewhere else? I know she had a dark match or 2 with Impact, but I don't think they signed her. They should have. She's awesome, and she's got a great gimmick, and she presents herself well. And not just that, but the night after she's in a 6 women match, and she hits a beautiful moonsault.
So she hits this.
Jamie Senegal, though, also making a history for NWA as the first transgender wrestler for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was huge. I was like, oh wow.
So that's awesome. Inclusion is always always needed. And I thought Jamie was fine. I thought Jamie did some cool moves. I like the moonsault was fine.
Jamie did a fucking springboard last shot. What else do you fucking need?
Yeah, exactly. So, the match was still trucking along. It got itself back on track, but I still think there was just a lot happening. I believe at this point, I don't know if it's this point, but
so
Kira takes a bump for nothing at one point in this match.
Well, alright, so Frost hits the moonsault, only gets a 2. I was pissed. And then I was immediately pissed because Weta comes after, because Malenko comes in, STF, onto Frost, and Frost taps out. I was furious, and so was the crowd, because they weren't a big fan of it either.
Because Lady Frost is awesome.
Yeah! Romero special from Debbie to Chelsea, I thought that was great. But Kiera takes advantage and
crawls in between and pins Debbie, and I thought this was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great spot. Suicide dive from Kiera to Genocide and Chelsea, and then an apron moonsault from Jamie, and then that's when number 9 comes in. It's Masha fucking Slamovich! I was hyped.
Rocking some glow gear, which was awesome.
It was great.
I was like, who the fuck? I was like, the fuck is that? Oh, shit, it's Masha.
Masha just comes in, top rope senton onto everybody on the outside, goes back in with Genocide, but Genocide hits her with a DVD. Rolling Kappa kick from Masha to Genocide, and then everybody starts hitting their finishers on Genocide. Curb stomp from Chelsea, and then a springboard last shot from Jamie. And then all 3 women pin and eliminate Genocide. And once again, you can hear noticeable boos from the crowd. Because again, I think it could play with the fact that I thought all of them thought that she was going to win. But our last participant, hometown hero, Tootie Lynn, who I am not at all familiar with.
I wasn't either, but I was a fan after this.
Oh yeah, she's great. Tootie comes in.
The little dragon, I think she's called. Something like that. The tiny dragon, the little dragon, something like that.
She comes in, she hits a Hurricane Rana.
And she's a house of fire.
Yeah, a Hurricane Rana, a springboard wheelbarrow bulldog onto Jamie. A wheel kick and then a half cradle pile driver from Basha, though, eliminates Jamie Senegal from the match. Chelsea tries to go for a curb stop on Tootie, but gets wrecked by Masha almost immediately. Tootie moves out of the way, and Masha just comes at it. She doesn't even throw a clothesline or a lariat. She just runs her entire body at her.
I believe at this point, we were at the final 4.
Yes.
It was Tootie, Masha, Kira, and Chelsea.
Yes. John Woo dropkick and a running corner attack from Kira. I believe it was Kira and Chelsea on the top. And then, of course, can't be a multi-woman match without Tower of Doom spot.
Yeah, we had to get one.
Tower of Doom, and immediately Masha goes, pins Kira, and she's eliminated from the match.
At this point, I was getting very excited because I was like, fucking come bring it home, Masha.
Brutal Tiger suplex from Masha to Chelsea. Tootie reverses a powerbomb from Masha at one point into a Hurricane Rana, and surprise eliminates Masha from the match.
And I was so upset because once that happened, I was like, I know how this is ending.
They didn't even try it, and they didn't even try to foregone the conclusion. They didn't they immediately went into it. They have a small back and forth, and Chelsea just goes straight into the unprettier and wins. No hometown victory for Tootie.
And I was so deflated.
Chelsea is your winner!
And I'll let you know the match the next night had nothing on fucking Layla Hirsch's.
No, really.
No, honestly, it was not.
So Chelsea wins. She gets the big hoopla. Everybody comes out celebrating
Hoopla.
the queen of wrestling herself, Chelsea Green.
Yeah, my ass.
So
you had Kira, you had Lady Frost and Genocide and Tootie, who were all like NWA people. Masha, she's just fucking awesome. I love Masha. And then Chelsea Green.
So you wanted to now that we're done with that,
I would have taken fucking Santino's kid.
What did you think of the show, Adam?
From what I saw, because I do want to go back and watch the triple threat match, because I heard that's good, and I like two of the ladies in there, and I've seen Chica Tormenta in AAA before when watching the Triple Mania shows, so she's good. So I want to go back and watch that. All in all, I thought this show was very good and lived up to the hype that it set itself up for. You had one better than the other, but two extremely solid title matches on the show. Deonna and Melina was good in its own right, and Layla and Camille, I can still keep talking about that because it's phenomenal. The Awesome Kong and Gail Kim segment is going to be an all-time classic remembered type segment for Kong and Gail Kim and all that. I thought the tag title match was really good. I thought Kylie King and Red Velvet really fucking came to show what they could do. Marty was a lot better than I've seen her in a long time. Allison's great as always. What am I forgetting? No, I think that's it that I saw. The semifinal match that I saw was fine. And then, the main event was just a fucking blowout. There was good points, like I said, but just, everything that was good was eliminated, and then Chelsea won, who did, honestly, nothing in that match. Honestly, we did. Notice how we went over that entire match, and Chelsea did what? And I'm prettier, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But she won, and I guess whatever. I don't get the appeal. I don't see it.
Queen of wrestling, baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
all in all, if I had to grade it, I'd give it a solid 7.5.
Yeah, I give it a 7.
I give it the 7.5 for that Gail Kim and Kong segment.
Yeah, that was nice.
But I enjoy simple, easy to watch show. I'll definitely give that. And the crowd were very, very hot for pretty much everything. So that always helps.
All right, let's go to the aftermath, which was NWA 73. Now, you watched this show. For what reason? I have no fucking clue, but you did watch this show.
Some of it. I spent money on this thing, and as the show progressed, I got more and more depressed that I had spent $25 on it. I'll tell you this, the opening was really kick-ass. It was a 6-man, Tom Latimer. No, not a 6-man. The opening was a 3-way. It was Tim Storm, Tom Latimer, and Crimson. And they kind of just beat the shit out of each other for 10 minutes, and that was really entertaining. And Tom Latimer. So, as you saw, the setup was pretty much the exact same as Empowerrr. So the entranceway going into the ring, if you notice, with the guardrails was extremely small. So at one point, this is the highlight of the match for me. There's a guardrail that is set up on the two guardrails in the entranceway, and they set up this Jeff Hardy style ladder. Tom Latimer puts Tim Storm, I believe it was Tim Storm, on the guardrail, climbs up to this top of this ladder, and just fucking Jeff Hardy swantons off of it right through Tim Storm in the guardrail. I was like, holy fucking shit. And it was a high ass ladder. That's an awesome spot. That was the best part of this match. Tim Storm won. Fine. He's been like losing everything in this company, so it made sense. There was a 6-man tag that happened after this. That was okay. Tyrus was in it, so it wasn't a good match. Poor Pope. But the end were in it, Puro and Odinson, and they're awesome. I think they have a future, like, NWA title run.
Yeah.
After this match, my mind goes fuzzy. I don't remember. Oh, James Storm and Chris Masters had a fucking forgettable match. That Chris Masters retained the national title, and the crowd were really not happy about that. Mickie James fought Kylie Ray, and that match was really good. I would go and watch the Kylie Ray and Mickie James match. Mickie hasn't lost a beat. Kylie was a great opponent for her to fight, in the circumstances. Mickey's getting older. She hasn't wrestled in a while. Kylie's a really good wrestler in her own right. These two, it was your traditional Kylie Ray match to start. She just gets really like, holy shit, it's Mickie James. Like, she does the whole fangirl thing. But then once she got into it, they were just going at it. And that's a really good match. I go watch that. There's this fucking abysmal battle royal. I got to talk about this battle royal. I'm the guy. I love a battle royal. I love a rumble match. I love a thing where there's just a bunch of guys and they're in a ring and they're doing stuff. So it was 12 men and they were all fighting for the opportunity to fight Chris Masters for the national title. All of a sudden, a 13th man shows up with James Mitchell, named Judice. No one who had any idea who the fuck this guy was. I still don't know exactly who the fuck this guy is, but I will tell you my theory, because he looked a lot like him. Looks a lot like Murphy, Gunner's old tag partner. And I think that's who it is. By the way, he wins this match because I thought it was Murphy, Gunner's old tag partner in Impact.
Well, you are absolutely right.
God fucking damn it. I hate that I'm right, because what the fuck? Why is Murphy back? And why are we making him fake Judas Macias? And why is he... And they built this dude up like he was like a fucking... Like, he comes out and all the commentators are like, oh my god, this guy is huge. Holy shit. And I'm like, this dude's barely that tall. JTG is almost looking eye to eye with this fucking guy. What are we saying right now? And the crowd has no fucking idea what the hell this dude is. And yeah, he wins because I think he won. No, yeah, he won. Yeah, he eliminated JTG at the end, which was fucking depressing. Yeah. There was two people in this whole match that actually had people caring about them, and that was JTG and Sal Rinauro, who was wearing some sick-ass gear. His tights were all, like, different designs that other NWA wrestlers had worn in the past, and that was really sick. The issue with this Battle Royal, it's a Battle Royal. How do you get eliminated?
You go over the top rope.
You go over the top rope, yes. In this match, if you left the ring, you were done. Yeah, people were getting thrown through the ropes, eliminated. People were, like, just disappearing all of a sudden. The referees had no idea what to fucking do and control this match. The ring announcer would forget that people got eliminated and then, like, announce that they were eliminated. This was a fucking train wreck. Half of these guys are, like, green as goose shit. Like I said, there's maybe, like, 3 people in this whole 13-man thing that I was like, oh, I know who that is. Everybody else was like, who that guy? Who the fuck's this dude? There was, like, a fake Dolph Ziggler in the match. There was a guy that looked a lot like Lenny Lane in WCW. It was like, what is this? What is this waste of garbage? And the Judice wins. At that point, I was like, I don't want to watch anymore. I think after that was the women's title match. I glimpsed at it here and there. Nothing happened. There was no heat. People were just really hot for Camille. Camille wins. Thank God. Because there were a few points, actually, where Chelsea almost won. And I was like, oh, I could see her winning it quicker than Layla would have. And that would have been sad. And then the main event. This overbooked 30-minute match between Magnus, Nick Aldis, and fucking Trevor Murdoch, where if Trevor loses, he's done with wrestling, he'll retire, and he's doing this whole match for Harley Race. He even comes out in a like a jacket that Harley would wear back in the NWA, and Nick Aldis is out there in his boring ass fucking title reign. And the only cool part of this entire match was there was almost, and God, I wish it happened, a fight between Billy Corgan and Nick Aldis, where I was like, Billy Corgan's about to jump on this dude's back, and that would have just made the match great. But then, like, Billy just leaves with fucking Simon Diamond, and nothing ever comes of that. And then they go back to the ring, and this match still has like 15 more minutes of just dribble. And I mean, credit to the crowd. They were extremely hot for it, and like they were really behind Trevor Murdoch. But no, just no, God, no. And then Trevor Murdoch won, and I'm like, NWA is dead again. Yeah. No. Just no. The real highlight of this entire show, if you haven't seen it already, go watch Ric Flair's fucking promo. Because it's like semi-drunk Ric Flair with an open mic that Billy Corgan gave him, and this dude just fucking says everything. He's thanking Vince McMahon, he thanks Shawn Michaels, he thanked The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He said he's gonna hop on a flight. He said I was gonna hop on a flight and I'll be drinking beers with Tony Khan in Chicago. He says I can go anywhere I want. He thanks Vince McMahon for letting him go because now he can do what Ric Flair is supposed to do, and that's be everywhere. Talks about like his drunken days, winning the NWA title for the first time, and like paying off like hookers and shit. The crowd is just fucking loving it. I was loving every minute of it. This is the happiest I was the entire fucking show.
Does that man realize that he is 72 years old?
Yeah, I don't think he comes out and like slurs his first sentence and just immediately says, "I've been drinking."
Ah!
He says, "Last night I was at a bar and I was with this girl and she told me that I almost called her a slur and I would have done it anyway." Or some shit like that. I didn't know what the fuck this guy, he was fucking nuts. He's out of his mind. Ric Flair is amazing. He started, like I said, he says, Vince McMahon, I love you. The crowd boos. He says, Shawn Michaels, the crowd cheers. He says, Vince McMahon again. The crowd says, boo. He says, no, don't boo Vince McMahon. I love him. I thank him for this. We need WWE and we need NWA and we need AEW because there's certain people who can't wrestle one place but understand how to wrestle in the other place, and that's what NWA is for. And this man was all over the fucking place. He thanks his son-in-law. He says shout outs to the queen, can't wait for her. He mentions that she's 14 titles in and she's only 2 away from tying with her dad. Then he fucking leaves. This is amazing. Do yourself a favor, just go watch him talk for the 10, 15 minutes. He went over. Billy Corgan even was like, they went over. And because of that, like, I think the match after this, which was that Battle Royal, kind of got all fucked up time-wise. I think that explains why it was a fucking mess, because Ric Flair went over 10 minutes of his 10-minute promo that he was supposed to have. But fuck it, it's Ric Flair, and it's his first time in the NWA in like forever. Billy Corgan's not going to say fucking no. He was probably in the back marking out just as much as everybody else was. It was amazing. The best thing of this entire 3-hour show is a Ric Flair promo, and it's about it. Aaron Solo lost the tag belts too. That happened on the show. So Trevor Murdoch's the champion, and that's awful.
So all in all, 2 thumbs up, right?
No. Not even a thumb in the middle. Just like, what a waste of my $25. There's a really good women's match. A phenomenal Ric Flair promo. A really cool dive that Tom Latimer does. It's about where that ends.
All right, Adam. I'm going to save you here. And we're not going to talk about NWA anymore.
Which is sad, because like I want them to succeed, because they were one of the best things about pre-COVID wrestling. Like, I was always hyped up for Tuesdays, 6:05 on YouTube. It was one of the best shows going, and like COVID fucked them hard by it, just everybody leaving, and now they're stuck with fucking Trevor Murdoch.
Well, now you're stuck.
Well, good luck, NWA. I want you to succeed. I hope you succeed. See what happens in the future the next time they have a pay-per-view.
Well, Adam, we're gonna take a break away from the NWA, and we're gonna take a break away from them because we're gonna be talking about another different company entirely.
Yeah, you haven't told me about this yet.
Nope. So
I could possibly not even know anything to say here.
No, you could not. So we are doing a tier list for our mystery box here because we have not done a tier list in a while. And the tier list that I have chosen for us to do is rank all of the Ring of Honor World Champions.
Yeah, I had a feeling this is where you were heading. Okay, I gotta look up a list, because you're not gonna show me the fucking tier list picture.
Yes, I was!
Oh, okay, good. I can see, because I think I can do this. I watched a lot of ROH DVDs that I was able to grab. A lot of the early ones I might have trouble with, and then of course all the later ones I'll definitely be able to accomplish. All right, I think I can do this.
All right, so obviously none of this shit is in order, and obviously we're missing we're missing 3 other champions, those being PCO, Roosh, and Bandito. So we will get to them later, but for right now, we're just gonna go picture by picture, and we're gonna decide where they're gonna go. It's a tier list. You know how this fucking works.
Well, if we're starting off with this first person, I'm already going S.
S for Cole.
Absolutely. Talk about a guy that, what did we say earlier about where he's going to end up? Where does he need to go? He needs to go back to the company that made him a star in the first place. This guy was ROH for the longest time. I believe, still one of the only 3-time ROH World Champions. Had classic matches. Held this company on his back for how long? This was the time when ROH, I was going to ROH shows because I was so invested in the product, and a lot of that had to do with Adam Cole.
Baby. You know what?
The OG Kingdom and everything, I'm giving Adam Cole S tier.
You know what? I absolutely agree with you. I think Cole was a phenomenal Ring of Honor World Champion. I just think that whenever you give Cole the big belt, he really he runs with it. And if both his Ring of Honor and NXT and his PWG World Championship, I think all those runs have proven at this guy, he's just a natural top guy. So yeah, S tier. Austin Aries. I think I'm gonna go A.
Definitely one of the early staples of what ROH was. He held the belt, I think, for a good period too. I think he held it for a year.
Yes.
And you talk about another guy that when I was getting into ROH later on, again, I started watching wrestling in 2006. So I got into the indies probably by 2010. I started dipping my foot in. And one of the names I had always heard before that was Austin Aries. And I did my damnedest to go and find some of this stuff. I love Austin Aries. I know he has a lot of wrong opinions nowadays. But, taking that aside, Austin Aries is just as much, I'd say, on a Mount Rushmore of ROH as most of these guys are. So, but I don't think he had, because his second run was mainly a filler spot because they were doing the HD net era and they didn't have a lot of really strong name talent. So they gave Aries the belt back again. And it's a kind of a forgettable run. But that first run alone, If it was only that first run, I would have said S tier. But because of the second run, we got to go A.
Yeah, we're going A on this one. I agree with you.
S tier.
Yeah, I don't think we need to really explain this one now, do we?
The face of ROH.
Like, it's not even a fucking question. Like, literally.
The legitimate face of ROH is Bryan Danielson. You hear ROH, you think Bryan Danielson. There are people who don't know ROH, but knew Bryan Danielson because of ROH. And talk about another just stellar world title reign. The only man to hold the ROH world title and pure title at the same time.
Great fucking GOAT status run. Just
Alright,
so Christopher Daniels' old man run. Pretty much a thank you for being a part of the company for as long as you were.
And also, here's your first world title ever.
Yeah.
I liked his run, but I'm going to say C.
I was going to go B.
He didn't do
much, but I feel like because of the importance of it, kind of helped it.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's everything that happens afterwards, like the actual reign as champion.
You know what? That's fair.
Very forgettable.
That's fair. You know what?
So I gotta say C tier for Daniels.
That's true. I'm gonna go. This next one, I'll probably go with A.
So Punk. Didn't really hold the belt long.
No, but that angle that they did with the belt was probably the hottest thing they've done up to that point.
It's the real big breakout for ROH into the mainstream wrestling culture is that whole Summer of Punk angle. You know, WWE did it and everybody just wanted the ROH shit, and obviously that didn't happen. But you know, it's a gimmick. You know, it's a name that they still go with today. You know, Punk being back in AW, calling this the Summer of Punk return and all that. Like, it's that memorable still that it's legendary in its own right. But as for the champion reign, I mean, it was more the story than it was the title reign. Oh, this one's tough. Because I feel like B makes sense. I don't know.
I can't give it anything else than an A, especially for what that reign did for that company. Like,
yeah, you're right. Okay, sure.
Speaking of A-ranked champions,
I can't tell who that is.
That's Cody.
Oh God, it is Cody. Oh yeah, he was champion.
He was one of the best champs.
I don't think he's A.
What?
I don't think Cody is A.
The way that he carried himself when he was Ring of Honor World Champion.
Was fantastic.
The heel run?
Can you remember matches?
Look, that's insignificant here.
You sure about that?
Fucking, yeah.
He's B tier for me. He was, again, a guy that was needed at the time. Just like when Austin Aries had his second reign, they were like, we're a little bit dry of big name people. We just lost Cole and O'Reilly and Ciampa and all them. And Joe left again. Like, we need something.
His feud with...
Well, here's fucking Cody.
His feud with Lethal was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but it's also Lethal.
What does that mean?
I mean, Cody was Cody, but he's not the Cody we have now.
Alright, you know what? I'm willing to compromise here. I will put him...
I gotta go B. I can't,
top of the B tier list.
Sure, yeah, that's fine with me. Dalton Castle.
D.
You really don't like Dalton Castle.
D!
Explain yourself.
He sucked! The best match he had for the belt was when he fucking won it!
From Cody.
Yes!
I thought Dalton Castle was too little too late.
No fucking kidding.
The issue that Dalton Castle had, sadly, was that Cody showed up. Because Dalton should have had the title before Cody had it. And then Cody could have taken it off of Dalton if that was the case.
I wouldn't have loved it, but it would have made sense considering how hot the character was. Now
he was extremely hot, and then they turned him heel. as champion, which was really not the best decision. Like, I remember when they turned him heel, a lot of people were turned off by that. Like, why turn, like, the most over legit babyface you have, and then turn him heel right when he won the world title? That's, like, some WWE bullshit. I agree with you. I'm going to say D tier. But I just wanted to hear your opinion so that the fans can hear as well.
Fucking suck.
Is that Davey or is that
that's
Eddie?
Davey. That's Davey. It's S. He's S.
See, this is one of the few that I don't remember very well.
His fucking matches with fucking, not just like his own partner with Eddie, but with the fucking, I know that he's not a very popular name because of obvious shit, but Elgin, like, the dude had some fucking classics with that fucking belt.
We'll get to Elgin. Shit. I know where I'm putting him.
Shit with Tyler?
Again, this is all you on this one.
I'm going S.
And honestly, the same's going to go for his partner who's up next in Eddie.
Really? You put him in S tier?
No, like, I don't remember the reign that well.
He didn't have...
This was like...
Him
and Davey's reigns were like in the middle of like after HDNet before like Sinclair, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a little bit of the time where I was like, I wasn't able to access it as well. I didn't have any like illegal links. People weren't really hot on that, but I'd always heard that they were great and like the matches were great and stuff like with Davey and shit. I can't judge it because I didn't see it, but from what I heard, it was good. So obviously he's above C already for me.
Going to put Eddie at B because while I thought it was a good run, I don't think it really quite matched up to his partner. Also, I don't think the crowd was very much into Edwards.
He was still like milquetoast Eddie at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
See, now, if he would have had the Tommy Dreamer gimmick...
Shut the fuck up! No!
I think, we would have a different opinion.
You're not... No! Die hard Eddie Edwards for life. Alright.
Dies hard with a kendo stick.
Homicide.
He's very early for me. Yeah. Like, pre-Danielson for me. But he's one of the pioneers of ROH. So he's going to be above C, at least for me at this point, or maybe he is in C, unless you know a little bit more.
I think the thing with Homicide is like everybody remembers how he won it because how he won it was one of the biggest moments in Ring of Honor history.
But I remember more of Homicide's like hardcore shit he did in ROH.
Exactly.
Like Colt Cabana and stuff, more than him being champion. So I don't know where to rank him here.
I think he only held the belt for like a month, though, too. And the same goes for the person beside him as well.
The person beside him I feel like is D, but we'll get to him in a second. If we're going solely off of the moment and the fact that he didn't hold it for very long, I'm gonna put him in the same category with Daniels.
C?
I would give it to C.
Alright.
I mean, like, the moment is legendary, but, like, the reign is short, and, like, he's more well-known for everything else he did in ROH than being world champion.
Yeah.
Fucking Jamie Noble. Now, again, this was before my time. Maybe you can help me out here.
Gibson.
I still don't understand this one.
I don't either. To be quite honest.
Do you know why it happened?
No.
And also, when did he get released by the W and then go back? Wait, like, I'm always confused.
So, hold on.
By this.
World Championship reign came in 2005.
Only 36 days.
Yeah. So, again, he didn't have the belt for very long. I guess this was just like...
But, like, who did he beat for it?
It was a 4-way match, I believe.
Oh, this was after Punk left?
Yeah.
And so they gave it to Gibson? Yeah. I still don't get it. I don't think I'll ever get it.
I don't either.
Was it just because, like, oh, we have this big name, but is Jamie Noble really a big name?
No.
I gotta say, like I said, I gotta go D.
I'm going D too.
Jay Briscoe.
I go A.
I go A as well.
I really liked his reign as Ring of Honor World Champion.
Both reigns I thought were really well done. I didn't think the third reign was needed, but they were in the same situation. They had nobody else at the time. Okay, let's give it back to Jay. But like those first two title reigns, especially the second title reign, and with the custom title, and then all the stuff with Mike Bennett, which I thought was so underappreciated. And I know he gets a lot of shit too because of his like personal life. Like the Briscoes have always had that opinion, and he's extremely outspoken about it, and he doesn't hold back. But that's just the Briscoes for you.
Yeah.
I don't think that affects how much he actually helped ROH in a time where they needed a big name, and they took a chance on Briscoe, and I think it paid off.
Yeah,
very well.
He rolled with it. He rolled with it very, very well, in my opinion.
Jay Lethal's S tier.
S fucking tier, bro. Like, God.
Completely reinvented himself and literally became the modern face of what ROH is.
The House of Truth fucking was.
The House of Truth, initially awesome. Truth Martini and Scarlett and Taylor Hendricks was some. That theme song is still amazing, and I'm sad that he doesn't use it anymore. Just holding the TV title and then the ROH belt at the same time.
The fucking movie trailer music.
It was awesome.
It was great.
And, like, you look at Jay Lethal now, and you're like, yeah, no, he's, like, in the same vein that people, like, say, like, Kurt Angle's more of an Impact guy than he is a WWE guy. At this point, Jay Lethal's an ROH guy way more than he's a TNA guy.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's because he took that company, put it on his back, and said, I'm going to make this company known. And he's still fucking doing it.
It wasn't for the fact, it was, like, he was the television championship, and people were saying, like, man, Jay's really making that belt feel more important than the fucking Ring of Honor championship. Because that's how fucking good he was, like, during, like, those 2 years. And then they gave him the world belt, a world title, and he ran the course, and he ran the fucking course with that. It's just unbelievable. Like, both reigns, unbelievable.
Phenomenal shit.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn.
I don't understand this. To this day, I still don't understand this reign.
He was a big name for them in the beginning,
I guess.
And, like, Jerry Lynn is, you know, you talk about independent, like, legends. You know, Jerry Lynn's a guy that had shots for WCW and they put him under a fucking mask. He had shots in WWE and they didn't do anything with him. I mean, they gave him the light heavyweight title, but then he lost it to fucking Gilbert. Like, you know, he's known as the ECW guy, and in many ways, the original ROH, when it first started, was the spiritual successor to ECW. That had a lot to do with Gabe Sapolsky being Heyman's, you know, understudy. Jerry Lynn deserved a world title, and if it was going to be anywhere, if it wasn't going to be original, like, TNA with the NWA title, I think ROH was the only other place that was going to happen. And I think I'm going to say C for Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
In the same vein as Homicide and in Daniels, it was like, thank you for everything you've done for independent wrestling. He definitely helped get the eyes on early ROH because he's Jerry Lynn. Yeah, no, I think the sentimentalness and the person helped outweigh any small title reign if he had one. I don't even know how long he held it. Kevin Owens.
Kevin Steen. S.
Sorry, Kevin Steen. S tier.
Yeah. Pretty much the reason why I even fucking started watching Ring of Honor to begin with.
Same vein as what we said about Adam Cole. You give this man a big world title, and he's going to understand how to make the belt the main focal point of everything that he does. It's all about this title. And I mean, we don't even have to talk about the Generico stuff.
Yeah. Just phenomenal. Just phenomenal stuff. Fuck you, Jim Cornette.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyle
This one
O'Reilly.
fucking pains me to my fucking core.
It wasn't a good reign.
It only lasted a week.
Yeah, it did. And it was like, ooh, why though?
Yeah, I'll tell you, because the fucking wanted him to fucking sign a contract. That's the only reason why they gave him the belt. It was like, oh, we gave you the big belt now. How about sign a new contract with us now?
No, I'm going to go to NXT.
I'm going to go to NXT. And like, all right, fucking dropping it at Wrestle Kingdom, where a crowd where nobody fucking cares.
This was one of the guys that when I was talking in the Call All Stars servers a lot, there was a lot of people who were just biting breath, waiting for Kyle O'Reilly to get that world title run. He finally gets it. I'm excited because I'm like, finally, I'm going to see what all this hype is about. And I'd already seen what the hype was. Kyle's great. But I was like, cool, Kyle's got the belt. Let's see what they do. And he says, I'm going to go to NXT. And we never got to see it.
Nope.
I mean, who knows? We could, if he would have signed that extension and just waited, maybe been like, hey, give me a month and just, we had like a second Summer of Punk, but it would have been Kyle. I mean, that shit could have been legendary. But we never got to see what that would have been. So sadly, his world title reign is extremely forgettable. Loki, the first champion.
Not the first champion.
No, second champion.
Yes.
Again, one of the guys, my opinion is very, don't know much about this.
I don't fucking, we're going like way early ROH here, which is not my strong suit.
So I don't know how to vote. I don't know how to vote for this one.
Based on what I saw and what I've heard, I'm probably gonna go B.
All right, I believe you.
D.
Matt Taven. Aww.
Block him. Fuck
so it's Matt Taven, everybody.
Fuck this reign. Fuck this waste of my goddamn time.
Now, why do so many people hate Matt Taven?
Because he's not a main eventer. The only reason why he was in the main event to begin with is because Cole and Bennett were gone.
We've seen mid-carders progress and become main event stars. Why is Matt Taven different? See, like I said, I don't know if I've mentioned this podcast, but I've mentioned it in calls and stuff. When I went to the MSG show, the New Japan ROH show, that was my first time going to an ROH show since fucking Cole and O'Reilly had their death match at Final Battle. So this was my first, I was way more excited because, Okada and shit. But I was also excited for this match because at the time, before things obviously happened, I was, like many people, a huge Marty Scurll fan. So I was like, and also a ladder match. So I'm already sold. And it's the fucking MSG thing. And I go there, and I'm watching the show, and it's time for the ROH title match. Marty Scurll comes out, huge pop. Jay Lethal comes out, huge pop. Matt Taven comes out. And this crowd was deafening in boos. And I just took a second to just look around, and that was the moment where I was like, wow, this guy really is, hated. And understand this. This is also, that was, the initial, blow of, wow. But, when it finally stuck is when this match was not the main event. No. There was 2 matches still to happen afterwards. Okada and
Jay White
and Tanahashi still had to fight Sabre, which was a slog.
No, Sabre and Tana was in the middle of the show.
There was another match before that match.
I can check real quick.
But either way, what the point here is that Okada hadn't even shown up yet. And there were people, after the result... Oh, it was the semi-main.
It was the semi-main.
I thought Naito and Ibushi went on after.
No, that was...
That match That match is awesome.
That match
Go watch
was
that
fucking ruled.
But that's not what we're here to talk about. So to get to my point here, the Okada match hadn't happened yet, and this is like Okada in fucking Madison Square Garden, and Okada doesn't come to America that often, and when he did, it was like at the Hammerstein. Like, this is a huge fucking crowd, and that was a huge match. And Matt Taven wins this ladder match, and people left.
Yeah.
I watched people get out of their seats and never return. And I was like, wow, these people left before seeing Okada. That's how much they hate Matt Taven. And ever since then, I'm like, I understand people hate this guy, but I still don't understand, like, why? Like, what did he do wrong?
All right. The part of it was Marty Scurll was on fire. During that, like, he was absolutely, like, the only person that the crowd would have been, suffice to see, win that match was Marty Scurll. Lethal would have been alright, but it's like, why would you put the belt back on Lethal?
Well, again, I think they were in a position, just like a lot of the people we've mentioned, what was right around the corner at this time? AEW. There was a lot of discussion that Marty would have been leaving to go join AEW. Yeah, so do you think that was the hesitation?
Probably, but it seems kind of stupid now considering he stuck around.
Yeah.
But, fucking... the thing with...
Because I think Matt Taven's really good on the mic.
Taven is like... He has it's this thing where it's very much a mid-carder holding the fucking world championship belt. And I don't mean that, like to discredit Taven as a worker, but to me it's like he's a mid-carder talent, but he never reached main event talent. Like, when you're going as the Ring of Honor world champion, there's a certain level of work rate that people kind of expect from you as the world champion, or if, at least not that, at least interesting quality about you that makes them want to go and see you. And Taven, while he's good, he's not fucking great, which was the problem. And
I think he's really good on the mic.
I think he can speak well. I think he can get his point across. I just don't think he can speak people into a main event match. I just don't.
How do you feel about him now? Because now he's like full-fledged main eventer. Do you still have the same opinions?
I have seen some of the stuff. It seems that he's gotten a bit better in-ring wise, so that's good. I just... man.
Are you gonna say, would you say D?
Yes.
Oh, that's alright.
I don't do it out of malice, but I just remember not being...
Would you say it's on...
I remember not watching Ring of Honor right after he won the world title.
Would you say it's gender levels?
Okay, probably not that bad. Matt Taven had a very good match with Roosh one time.
Oh, well, alright. But I mean in the sense of, like, here's like a mid-carder...
Taven can... It's like you said, Taven at least can talk. Alright? Taven can talk, and when he wants to...
I'm not comparing him wrestling-wise to Jinder. I'm saying more of, like, here's a mid-carder guy who's just been jettisoned to the world title scene.
Yes! That's exactly what it's like.
And now he's here.
To be fair, Ring of Honor at least tried to present Matt Taven as a main eventer, whereas WWE is like, Jinder has been a fucking jobber forever. And now he's main eventing Backlash against Randy Orton, and he's winning the belt.
There's people who have that same opinion about Mike Bennett. But I always thought Mike Bennett was a star. Since we're, like, in the same...
If we're talking about now, I think I would be okay with Mike Bennett holding the World Championship than I would, like, a few years ago.
All right, well, there's your Matt Taven burial.
Elgin.
D. Fucking trash champion. Should have never won it. Had no good matches. Was boring. He's fake Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
He sucks. Oh, I remember when he won the belt from when
The thing,
not when he won. Was it? Yeah, it was vacated, right? When him and Ciampa fought for it.
I believe so. Yeah.
I remember being so pissed because I knew I wanted it. The crowd fucking wanted it. Everybody was like, "It's Ciampa's fucking time." The story that they had been doing with Ciampa, where he got like suspended after doing all the fucked up shit he did, and then coming back for it. Like, that was the story. And then
Cole won it at the vacancy, and then
Elgin, he beat Cole for it. Yeah, it's the Ciampa match really that just grinds. I was like, all right, this might just be just to get the belt on the Ciampa, and then Elgin won, and nobody was happy. And I just remember people being like, all right, I'm done with ROH for a bit until Elgin's not champion anymore.
Like, he's so boring.
He's a fucking vacuum of charisma.
He is.
This guy is not, and also he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Awful fucking champion. Nigel. S tier.
Yeah.
Besides
Danielson, when you think of Ring of Honor, you'd kind of think McGuinness.
Oh, they were attached to the fucking hip.
Yeah.
Roddy. I don't remember this one much myself either.
I'm going C. And that's only
You're
because
just gonna...
I like Roderick. I don't remember a goddamn thing about his world title run.
I didn't even remember he was world champion.
Me neither.
It's Roddy for you. Samoa Joe.
S
tier. I mean, the only person to hold one single championship for like 600 days.
Yeah.
You know, Danielson, him, Nigel, like, I guess Punk are like the of ROH's like starting point. Like, those were the four guys that were just keeping this company relevant and afloat and just innovating. And I mean, the fucker fought Kobashi. So
that he did.
I don't know. I got nothing else to say. Did he fight Masawa too?
He did, but that was back in Noah.
Oh, well, either way, I mean, the dude was on a roll in like 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
So there's absolutely no way he's not an S tier. Takeshi Morishima. He's a very controversial. I wouldn't say controversial.
I would put him in the S tier mainly because I want to troll. But I would realize
this is another guy that, in the same vein as Taven, a lot of people get on ROH's case for, and he's during a time that I wasn't really paying attention to his reign. So what's the deal? Why do people hate Takeshi Morishima? I think he's awesome.
So here's the thing. He comes from Noah. And it'd be one thing if we're like, oh, we're sending like Kenta or, you know, someone else like Go Shiozaki or Marufuji to come in, win the big belt. But then then Takeshi Morishima comes in. And to be fair, he had a fucking belter-ass match with Samoa Joe on, like, his first night with this company. So that's all well and good.
I've seen that match. That match kicks ass.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that and, like, other stuff that he does. I'm like, this dude's, like, really cool. Like, why do people hate that he was champion?
But during that time, he wasn't really on, at least card-wise, on the level of a Marufuji or a Kenta or a Shiozaki or whoever the hell. So,
but isn't that the point of an excursion?
Yeah, but like, this is the world title and you're putting it on, a guy who's pretty much mid-card in Noah, which kind of like, I would think kind of would seem like a slap in the face to Ring of Honor fans. And not only that, but he beats your top guy. He beats Danielson.
That match is awesome.
It is awesome, but again,
that's what I mean. Like, the match is awesome.
His matches are awesome. Like, his matches are awesome, which is why it's like I can't put him in a C or D. But fuck, like, you guys really like didn't put yourself in any good position when you made a fucking mid-carder at that time in Noah, your world champion. I don't know. I'd go B.
I'd go B because the matches I've seen him have are fucking sick. He has a really good 4-way match with the belt on the line. Hero's in that match, and Claudio, I think, is also in it. That match is awesome. There's somebody else I can't remember.
So
Jigsaw.
What, you thinking A?
No, I'd say B with you. Because I again, from what I've seen, I know that there's so many like.
Personally, I fucking love Morishima to death. Alright? But I can understand why fans would be upset that a mid-carder from Noah just comes in and wins the big belt. Like, almost immediately.
Yeah.
Tyler. I'm gonna go B.
They tried to do Punk again, and to a lesser extent.
Yeah, good matches.
Sure. Nothing I can really remember off the top of my head.
This fucking one with Steen. But
like, the whole reign was like an elongated summer of Punk. And I didn't think at that time, Tyler Black did not have the chops that Punk had on the mic that Seth now has.
But he's so good in the ring.
I'd say B. Yeah, I'd say B.
Yeah.
Xavier. He was the first champion. Did he do anything?
No.
Oh, well,
I'm just gonna.
I gotta say C.
Yeah.
I gotta say C.
And we're not gonna
do the last three.
Bandito because he's still in the middle of his reign, so we will go with Roosh and PCO.
And PCO. I don't.
See.
I understood why.
I get it. It's a fucking like thank you.
It was
for
not just that, but it was also like, oh yeah, Marty's like
gone,
not here, and we are pushing this Villain Incorporated thing. So, and Brody's not ready yet. Give it a PCO. I remember a lot of people not being a fan of this.
No. But I thought it was a pretty cool moment as for PCO, especially because you look at some people and you go into that, like, at the age of 50 into the independent scene. It's like, how much of a career could you possibly have left? And then his match with Walter happens at spring break, and ever since then it was just like, fucking sky's the limit for PCO, and he did better in his 50s than he ever did in fucking WWF. So
he was a pirate.
Yeah. I'm going C.
I would say C too. I would say upper C, like around where like Daniels and Homicide are. Because like he was still impressive at what he was doing, but like the reign was one, thank you, but also like shit, we're in a standstill. We don't know who else to put the belt on. I gave it a PCO. And then Roosh.
Personally, if I had to personally put him in there, if it was like off of personal opinion alone, he going C.
Yeah, you have a lot of strong opinions about Roosh.
I don't think he gives a shit about Ring of Honor. I don't think he gives a shit about this company. I don't think he gave a fuck about the belt.
You think that might have not been, just been the gimmick?
Maybe, but even when he was wrestling, it seemed like, because I've seen Roosh down in CMLL. I've seen what this man is fucking capable of. He didn't pull out like half of the shit he did in CMLL here anywhere in his Ring of Honor run.
What he has to work with now. It's not much. But like also, he's part of the original Los Inglobernables, right?
He is. And
so like you look at Naito and his whole mentality is I don't give a fuck. I throw the belt anywhere I want. I still wrestle, but like I'm sort of like half-assing it when I'm like he's mimicking the fact that he's half-assing it. Do you just think it's also kind of what Roosh is doing because it's part of the whole group's dynamic? It just translates differently.
The thing with Naito is that he's that aloofness. It's kind of like Orange Cassidy. It's that aloofness that kind of catches you off guard, but then again, he can like really turn it up when he gets into it. That's the thing with Naito. Roosh is aloof all the time and never stops being aloof.
I mean, you definitely made good points when we reviewed Best in the World when the Bandito match happened, and he pretty much didn't sell a fucking thing for Bandito.
Seems like he does not give a shit. And that could be... And if that's like the Ring of Honor telling him like to do that, then I don't know why. First of all, it kind of makes your fucking company look second rate. But if it's just how he acts and that's how it towards the company, then yeah, fucking C tier.
I would go C. I would go C.
Yeah. Well,
and then Bandito, we'll see how that goes. I think right now it's off to a rocky start, but hopefully ROH right now is a rocky situation.
Hopefully they can pull it together. Hopefully they can get him with a program soon.
But, even though I feel like he's losing that belt sooner than we think.
Yeah.
And I think he's defending the belt next in a 4-way.
Do you know against who?
Yeah, give me a sec. I think Flip Gordon is in it.
Of course! Flip Gordon. Oh boy. Well, that's our list. You're just looking at it right now. Dalton Castle, James Gibson, Kyle O'Reilly, Matt Taven, Michael Elgin all make up the D tier. C tier, Christopher Daniels, Homicide, Jerry Lynn, Roderick Strong, Xavier, PCO, and Roosh. B tier, you got Cody Rhodes, Eddie Edwards, Low-Key, Takeshi Morishima, and Tyler Black. At A tier, you've got Austin Aries, CM Punk, and Jay Briscoe. And in our S tier of the best Ring of Honor World Champions in history, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson, Davey Richards, Jay Lethal, Kevin Steen, Nigel McGuinness, and Samoa Joe.
I did find he will be defending the belt, not in the main event. The main event of Death Before Dishonor will be for the women's title. But Bandito will be defending it against Demonic Flamita, Brody King, and EC3. Where, honestly, I could see two of those guys winning the belt. So.
I only see one, and even then, Brody might be a bit of a stretch at this point. I think he's gonna win it, but I think he's gonna do it 1-on-1.
Don't be surprised if they pull some weird trigger here with EC3.
Oh God, please no. All right, that's gonna about do it for us here at the Four Post Massacre Podcast. We finally got to do like 4 segments after like 3 episodes, so thank Jesus.
A lot of wrestling, and so will next week.
Yeah, fucking All Out is this Sunday, and a whole bunch of other shows as well. We're going to be talking about a lot on the next episode.
Expect obviously Dynamite, Rampage, All Out. I'm going to do my best to watch a good portion of these GCW shows, especially the Art of War Games show, because I just need to see how GCW is about to do a fucking deathmatch War Games.
If we don't review anything else, we should definitely talk about Art of War Games on this show.
And also, Black Label Pro is also very high on my list to watch as well. The crossover that they're doing, very much excited for the G-Raver and Jimmy Lloyd match.
So,
that's about it.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us here at the Four Post Massacre Podcast. Adam, is there anything substantial you would like to add to close out the show?
Yes, of course, this weekend. Big weekend, like we just mentioned. Wrestling is back after this weekend. Going forward, listen, the next few months, of this year are going to be wild. And with the people that are going to be showing up, Brian's possibly showing up. Who knows where people like Bray and Buddy, and we haven't even talked about Braun, which is a possibility, so showing up somewhere as well. The independent scene is hotter than it has ever been in years since the giant excursion of talent that WWE signed. The independent scene is rocking and it's raving. You can catch it all, of course, this Saturday and Sunday and Friday and Thursday on Fight TV, and keep that train moving. CM Punk's back, people. It's crazy that that's a possibility. That 7 years later, he's back, and Christian's fighting for a world title, and Daniel Bryan's possibly showing up. Things are about to change. And if you pay attention to the fucking W, you see things just stay the same as the business continues to get worse and worse, and the decisions they make. And for some reason, Becky Lynch is a heel because let's just fucking Austin this shit again and completely ruin our business. So, fuck them. Watch the indies. Watch All Out. Enjoy wrestling like it's supposed to be. And also, make sure you catch us next episode when fucking Bugs Bunny himself is going to be here on the Space Jam podcast. Bugs Bunny is going to talk about how he got fucked by 2 women on the set of Space Jam.
In the morning!
I can't wait for that goddamn shit to happen. He's going to talk about snorting cocaine with Michael Jordan.
All right, we're out of here. Goodbye, everybody.